going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay there. Touchdown, Dragons!
Nothing is more important than the love of a family, there to share the good times, there to share the hard times. We are here to serve the family with thoughtful consideration and respect. The love of a family is a very special thing. It never grows old. It just grows. A love that lasts forever.
And back here at the annual parade as we're getting ready for this one. And Jody, what is the theme of this year's parade?
The theme this year was Dragon Proud, Mountain Tough.
And that's kind of football York likes to play.
It is. You know, the boys on the mountain, they like to get tough and be physical. So as we were preparing and coming up with a theme, we had several people, and that's what we come up with.
And this year, this team had a great season so far. They stumbled a little bit last week, but they're looking to get back on track tonight.
Absolutely. And Coach Wright, as Coach Wright said in the pep rally today, that, you know, they did lose last week, but they're coming back. We've got 4 more games. They're all at home, so we're hoping to get a win on all those and go into the regions.
And it's been a week full of a lot of activities, right?
We've had door decorating contests. We've had a spirit contest going all week and floats. And then today we had a pep rally and we had different games, the different classes. And we just had a lot of fun. It's been a good homecoming on the mountain.
And as we said, we got a lot of floats in this one, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on tonight as well.
Yes, at 6:40 will be pregame activities. That's when they'll start, and then, of course, the game will start at 7 o'clock, so hopefully everybody will be out wearing their purple and gold supporting the Dragons.
Everybody needs to line up at?
6:30.
6:30, so that's one everybody remember, you got to be there at 6:30 to line up for the homecoming activities.
If you're coming, I would suggest to get there early because I foresee a packed house. So
I think you're right. I think we'll have a big crowd tonight. It should be a great football game.
It will. I know it will be, and everywhere we've traveled. I've been on the pep bus going, and 2 times we didn't get a seat. So I just foresee a big crowd coming out. We always have great support, so we hope that everybody comes out tonight.
And we're expecting a great big parade, and they're getting here right on us right now. And we got the Sheriff's Department blaring Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, but we want to thank the Sheriff's Department and the City of Jamestown Police Department. They come out, patrol our school. We have a school resource officer, Mr. Chris Anderson. We're thankful to have him and just thankful that they're there when we need them.
Now, Jody, when I heard that song, I thought I was supposed to take off my shirt and run. It's a habit, I guess.
Well, it is hot out here today. So.
Hey, of course, this is the ROTC Dragon Battalion coming up next, and they do an excellent job every time.
They do. The Color Guard and the Dragon Battalion, they're doing a really good job. Chief Catlett, and we have a new First Sergeant Baird. They're doing a great job. He's on the other side over there. And
now these guys, this is really hot for them. They're marching in full dress.
Yeah. Bless their hearts.
So now can come behind them. We have
the 2018 Grand Marshal, which is Mr. Greg Qualls, and he worked at York Institute for 25 years and was a
great baseball coach as well.
He was coach, like I said, coach, teacher, friend, great co-worker for 25 years.
Now we got the York cheerleaders behind, and I don't hear them making a bit of noise. Come on, girls, make some noise.
Yeah, Miss Danielle Bowles and the cheerleaders.
Weak. We're going to show the guys going to show them how to do it here.
Yeah.
We're going to get out here and we're going to get these guys to show them how to do it. All right, guys. Coach Darwin, right? Make some noise. Come on. Get them to practice with the cheerleaders.
And behind them we have our Dragon.
That's
what I was getting ready to say. And behind them is coming the Pep Club.
Pep Club. At the YI Pet Club. Today, Oppenheimer behind the wheel on.
Hey, Mr. Miller.
Sing the album.
And coming behind them, we have the football prince and princess, Mr. Daniel Billery and Miss Harley Franklin.
And we've got, as you said, they are
William
the...
and Coach Brown driving them. So, and we have the... I think you lost me, didn't you?
Guess is at the crowd and waving as they come through.
And behind them, we have the 2018 homecoming queen, Miss Shelby Story.
She'll be coming through. And then behind that we have?
And behind them, we have Mr. and Mrs. YI, Mr. Trey Hall and Abigail Beatty, and grandfathers, Richard and Roger.
In a nice old truck.
Yeah, that's really cute.
And then behind that we have?
We have the, this is the 75th year of the... So we'll have that set up, and we hope that everybody will sign it.
And then behind that we have?
We have the Prince and Princess of Personality, Mr. Andrew King and Kyra Sparks, and she's also the senior homecoming attendant.
Then we have?
Mr. Curtis Blevins and Miss Olivia Reagan. They're the Duke and Duchess of Citizenship.
And then behind that in the big Jeep?
We have the 2018 Miss Mountaineer, Miss Jory Smith.
And behind that, we have 2017-18 Military Ball Sweetheart.
Yep, and that's Miss Deidre Delk.
Right. And behind that?
We have Seth Robbins. He is the senior class favorite, and with him is Carly Tipton. She's a senior basketball player and also a soccer player. Or Seth's a soccer player.
And then behind that, we have the senior
class float. It's the Dragon Proud Mountain Tough float.
These guys are coming through here in a hurry today.
Yeah.
And your junior class favorites?
Will Delk and Kylie South, and she's also the junior homecoming attendant. And, of course, their floats right behind them.
And they're coming through the float, waving to the crowd.
Michelle Delk, she's driving that float.
And it's got a dragon, some...
Football players and two cage dogs. I thought that was pretty cute.
Two cage bulldogs in that one is the Wartburg Bulldogs coming to town.
And
South Interest Crush homecoming queen there, Lindy Payne.
And behind her is the 2018 homecoming queen, Crush homecoming queen. And then the Prince and Princess, Ava and Jackson.
And then we got some kids throwing out candy behind that. I'm not sure. I've lost.
That's the Crush cheerleaders.
Crush cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Crush folks going to be playing a great big game this Saturday. They are playing for the championship of the Middle Tennessee Conference. 6 o'clock at the Dragon Pit. They're taking on DeKalb County's Saints. So come on out and support that one as well. That's coming up Saturday night.
So the queen in front was of the.
Then behind that we have?
This is the
Bulldog cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm. Crush.
And the Bulldog cheerleaders come through waving to the crowd. Then we're going to have the Bulldog football teams. They had a pretty good season as well this year. Some really good football played around here as the...
and here's our sophomore homecoming attendant, Lachey Morales.
And they got them a little bit out of order on us, I believe.
Yeah, we. And then behind her is the Crush football team.
And the Crush, as we said, they're going for the title this Saturday. So we want everybody to come out and hey, good try, Miles. Just a little short, good throw. Okay. All right. Well, ain't that quick. Come through under the Coach Chad Lefew, and those guys, as we said, they're playing for a title this week. That's going to be big out at the Dragon Pit on Saturday.
Yes, it is. And I think it's, is it 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock they're
Yeah.
going to start. We'll be videoing that for a play back on CLTV on Monday if you don't get a chance to go that.
And then
And the Bulldogs, as we said, they had a good season as well. They were, all three of the younger teams had good seasons. As they move through, waving the crowd, there Tim behind the wheel. And all the guys from the Bulldogs going out candy and waving the crowd.
A lot of Bulldogs right there.
Exactly. Of course, you got them from ages small to and they're as
That's
the
Miss
FFA
Marissa
moves
Wright
through.
and Mr. Dennis Wright.
If you on bus or float,
And behind them is the FFA,
Miss Bailey French.
Miss Bailey from Hill.
And that's moving very rapidly, quicker than we can talk, Jody.
I know, and that's
bad.
you know what? That's bad because we like to talk, Gary.
That's the truth. We have no trouble talking, so I don't know how they're getting ahead of us.
Behind them is the YI bowling team.
Off here in about another couple. We're going to be up and going, and they always have
Good, and Miss Jaylena taking that on and working with those young people. And next we have the York
future cheerleaders at York Institute. And behind that we have
2021.
And then behind that we have their float, the float for the juniors, is it?
No, it's the sophomores.
Sophomores.
Dragon Proud Mountain. Draco saluting a flag on top of the mountain, and
Very nice float.
an attendant, Miss Lacey Patton.
Lacey Patton coming through with the nice old Camaro. Waving to the crowd.
The class of 2002 freshman Lexi Duval.
Brandon behind the wheel there, driving on those young people.
And behind 2022 float.
It's got a dragon and mountains on it. It's another nice float. I'm glad I don't have to judge.
And behind them we have the York
Going out. And
18 little pumpkin sprout. This Miss Jolie Rose Matthews.
and then behind that,
Is the wee Princess Rotarian Queen, Miss Brantley. Behind that, we have the wee Pumpkin Princess and Prettiest Baby Girl.
she's come through waving the parade.
Back behind her is the 2018 Little Miss Fairest of the Fair, Brayley Delk.
And Braley coming through, waving to the crowd.
And the 2018 Paige Napier.
And then the 2018 Pumpkin Princess. Now, the Pumpkin Festival coming up tomorrow. That's Zoe Gibson.
She has a lot of crowns.
Yeah,
She's
she
the
wore all her
princess.
crowns. She wouldn't be able to hold. Yeah.
2018 Preteen Rotary Queen, Cookville Clover Queen, Cookville Sweetheart Queen, Tabitha Christine Finley.
And then behind that, the Fentress County Fair Junior Miss, Kaylee Shea Delk. That's a nice car there.
And behind her is the 2018 Fentress County Ferris Princess, Miss Kayla Beth Beatty.
And behind that, we have the Fentress County Ferris Teen Miss, Sophia Claire Story, coming through. That's one thing we have a lot of. We have a lot of beauty queens in this county.
Mother and Amelia Hull.
And then behind that, we've got the Junior Miss Pumpkin, Miss Shelby Ray Beatty, I should say.
And behind her is the 2018 Miss Pumpkin, Miss McKinley Waters.
She was just crowned a couple days ago, as a matter of fact.
And the 2018 Fairest of the Fair, Miss Sydney Nicole Ipock.
Sydney coming through, waving to the crowd.
And we have saved the best princess, queen, the senior Miss Fairest of the Fair, Miss Bernice Delk. And I call her Bernie Baby, so I told her I was going to say that. So,
okay, Bernie Baby. So Bernice Delk, the senior Miss Fairest of the Fair, and then we got Jamestown Supercenter got a big nice truck in this one, a lot of kids waving on the back, and that's going to bring our parade to a close, Jody. And these guys were in a hurry today. They're ready to go watch some football, evidently.
They are. They were rolling fast, like I said, faster than we could talk, and that's unusual because we like to talk, both of us.
Well, we're going to take a quick time out for this word from Jennings Funeral Home, and then we'll be back in just a moment to wrap this one up. Don't go anywhere.
The love of a family is a very special thing. From the time we're children, it's our family that teaches us how to walk and how to talk. It's our family that gives us a sense of belonging. The wisdom of our grandparents is passed down through our parents and then on to future generations through our children. The love of a family never grows old. It just grows.
And back here where we are wrapping up the Jody, tonight it's the Bigfoot. And as always, we've got to make our predictions. And
yeah, and I thought about that on the way here, and I'm ready to roll.
Okay, give me your prediction for tonight.
I'm going to say 49-6.
49-6. That's a big. I'm going to go 35-0. I don't believe Wartburg playing flat on his back, folks, because they're going to come after him tonight, and we want to see York come away with a huge win and get back.
Lineup for the people participating at 6:30, and of course at 7 o'clock it'll be kickoff for football time on the mountain.
And folks, we want to invite you to join us if you can. Be sure to be listening. We'll have the live play-by-play coming up on WDEB and CLTV tonight, and then the replay of all the festivities and game and everything. The cable showing back on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Well, Jody, thanks again.
For the Dragons, wear your purple and gold, and we will have the yearbook that the journalism class has signed. So if you are alumni of York Institute, we encourage everybody to sign that book. They've worked hard to get it done, and so, like I said, 75 years of the Mountaineer. So just come out and support the Dragons, and we'll see you there.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us, and until tonight, when it's football time on the mountain as the Dragons take on Wartburg, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.
When you're called upon to make funeral arrangements, it can all be overwhelming. That's why we go out of our way to help you keep the focus on family. There is no higher priority when creating a lasting memory of a loved one. Above all, what's required is sensitivity, compassion, and respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to York Institute's homecoming festivities. At this time, we would like to announce our top 3 superlatives voted on by the faculty and staff of York Institute. First off tonight, the 2018 Prince and Princess of Personality, Andrew King and Kyra Sparks. Andrew is the son of Scott and Sissy King, and Kyra is the daughter of Sean and Amanda Sparks. The 2018 Duke and Duchess of Citizenship are Curtis Blevins and Olivia Reagan. Curtis is the son of Vernon and Sandy Blevins, and Olivia is the daughter of Amy Reagan and the late Wendell Reagan. The 2018 Mr. and Mrs. YAI are Trey Hall and Abigail Beatty. Trey is the son of Philip and Jennifer Hall, and Abigail is the daughter of Russell and Karen Beatty. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please give a round of applause to these young men and women for their hard work and dedication, and for being an example of their fellow classmates here at York Institute for the past 4 years. Next tonight, the 2018 Homecoming Court is as follows. The 2018 Miss Mountaineer is Miss Jory Smith. Jory is the daughter of Mike Smith and Teresa Crabtree. She is being escorted tonight by senior football player Braden Wheeler. Braden is the son of Mike and Danetta Wheeler. The freshman homecoming attendant is Lacey Patton. She is the daughter of Randy and Carrie Patton. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players Jacoby Allen and Curtis Threet. Jacoby is the son of Charles and Kim Wall, and Curtis is the son of Bruce and Misty Threet. Your sophomore homecoming attendant is Lachey Morales. Lachey is the granddaughter and sister of Sue Ann Hernandez and Thalia Sewell. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players A.J. Barr and Gilbert Gifford. A.J. is the son of Arthur Barr and Darlene Barr. Gilbert is the son of Tom and Shauna Gifford. The junior homecoming attendant is Kaylee South. Kaylee is the daughter of William and Keisha South. She is being escorted tonight by senior football player Jalen Bird. Jalen is the son of Spencer and Linda Moon.
We're waiting on Kyra to change her clothes. I mean, okay, we'll get it done. All right. She better be booking it. Let's go. Come on.
The 2018 senior homecoming attendant is Kyra Sparks. Tyra is the daughter of Sean and Amanda Sparks. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players Thomas Cooper and Bryce Slavin. Thomas is the son of Mike Cooper and Tammy Cooper, and Bryce is the son of Ronnie and Paula Manus. The 2018 homecoming football prince is Daniel Bilbrey and Prince Knox Sells. They are escorting tonight our princess, Carly Franklin. Knox is the son of Doug and Julie Sells. Daniel is the son of William and Ashley Bilbrey, and Carly is the daughter of Charlie and Missy Franklin. The 2018 homecoming queen is Miss Shelby Story. Shelby is the daughter of Sean Story and Stacy Story. She is being escorted tonight by senior football players Josiah Headings and Lathan Drake. Josiah is the son of Mark and Sarah Clapp, and Lathan is the son of Wilma Van Netter. The 2018 football queen is Lauren Jones. Lauren is the daughter of Randy and Valerie Jones. She is being escorted tonight by captain of the York Institute football team, Landrick Lefew, and co-captain Cole Cooper. Landrick is the son of Chad and Mala Lefew. Cole is the son of David and Amy Cooper. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, put your hands together, make some noise for your 2018 homecoming court.
Well, welcome you to the Progressive pregame show. We're going to take a word from Progressive Savings Bank, and then we'll take and be taking you to Dennis Weaver and the guys for our weekly rewind and preview segments right after this from Progressive Savings Bank.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the Parent Teachers Group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Week number 7 of the Tennessee high school football season ushers in a 5-week sprint to the finish line for teams from the Ocoee to Reelfoot Lake. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes and we'll look at the highlights for the teams in the Friday Night Thunder network area and contests statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 7 Rewind. In Region 5-5A, Summit topped Franklin County. Page turned back Lincoln County in overtime. Shelbyville blasted White County, and Columbia had the week off. In Region 4-4A, Marshall County chewed up Lawrence County, Maplewood clobbered Spring Hill, and Tullahoma knighted Nolensville. In Region 4-3A, Cannon County stunned Grundy County, Sequatchie County scalped Smith County, and Upperman handed York Institute their first defeat of the year. In Region 4-2A, Cascade trotted past Jackson County, Trousdale County blanked East Robertson, and Watertown spanked Westmoreland. In Region 5-2A, Columbia Academy rolled up Community, Lewis County felled Forest, and Loretta topped Summertown on Thursday night to win the Pegasus Cup in the 3 region games. In non-region play on Friday night, Eagleville tamed Richland. In Region 5-1A, Cornersville drilled Fayetteville, Moore County raided Franklin Grace, and Mount Pleasant stunned Huntland. In Region 3-6A, Oakland spilled Coffee County, Riverdale edged Cookeville in double overtime, and Blackman burned Warren County in region games. In a non-region tilt, Siegel fell to Region 5 rival Smyrna. Also in Region 5 of 6A, Laverne hammered Antioch, McGavick dumped Stewart's Creek, and Cane Ridge skinned Overton. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee Christian crucified DCA, Mount Juliet mashed Rossview, Independence tripped up Brentwood, Portland trumped White House, East Nashville clobbered Giles County, Gordonsville bested Monterey, and MBA crushed Whites Creek. In West Tennessee, Christian Brothers shocked Briarcrest, Lausanne held off ECS, Lake County pounded Gleason, Gibson County wasted Peabody, Jackson Southside bested Lexington, Kirby ripped Bolton, and Germantown deviled Henry County on the road. In East Tennessee, Farragut sailed past Science Hill, Bradley Central bested McMinn County, Union County stopped Sullivan South in overtime, Gatlinburg-Pittman raced past Pigeon Forge, Oneida doubled up Rockwood, Lookout Valley roasted Sale Creek, and Notre Dame shocked Knoxville Webb. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 7 Rewind. You can see all the scores from our scoreboard available at our website, FridayNightThunder.com. This has been Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder. Fall break for many Tennessee high schools means 60 teams will have a break during week number 8 of the Tennessee high school football season. Of the 145 games on tap, there's a lot of interesting matchups to look into. Hey folks, Dennis Weaver here, Friday Night Thunder with your Week 8 preview. We begin our preview in the Friday Night Thunder Radio Network area as old rivals Marshall County and Giles County will do battle in the Brickyard in Pulaski. Summit hosts Shelbyville in a battle for playoff position in 5-5A. Tullahoma visits Lawrence County in their annual cat fight. Franklin County hosts Columbia in a playoff elimination game. Cornersville makes the 11-mile trek to Linville to take on Richland. DeKalb County visits neighboring Smith County. Oakland plays host to Franklin, and winless Antioch crosses the railroad tracks to take on their unbeaten neighbor at Cane Ridge. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, Gallatin visits Hendersonville in the original Sumner County rivalry game. Clarksville Northeast visits Clarksville Northwest on Thursday night. Independence visits unbeaten CPA. MBA travels out Highway 100 to take on their bitter rival Ensworth. Montgomery Central visits Springfield in the battle at the top of 5-4A. White House plays host to crosstown rival Heritage. And in two battles of winless teams, Stewart's County visits East Hickman and Hunters Lane host Whites Creek. In West Tennessee, winless Memphis Overton hosts winless Bolton. In a pair of battles at the top of Region 8-5A, Brighton visits Ridgeway and Southwind host Kirby. Unbeaten Huntington visits Wayne County. Raleigh Egypt hosts Melrose. Liberty Tech hosts unbeaten Jackson Southside. Unbeaten Fayette Academy welcomes unbeaten Davidson Academy on Thursday night. And unbeaten Central faces their toughest test of the year when they host Whitehaven. In East Tennessee, Coalfield travels to Greenback to settle the top spot in Region 2-1A. Dobbins-Bennett travels to West Knoxville to tangle with unbeaten Farragut. Austin East hosts Gatlinburg-Pittman for the top spot in 2-3A. Greenville takes their potent offense to Sullivan South. Carter hosts Central in a battle of Knoxville squads. Midway crosses the river to take on Roane County rival Harriman. Sullivan East visits Sullivan Central in a battle of winless teams. Knoxville Grace visits their fierce rival CAK. And Ooltewah travels up I-75 to battle with McMinn County. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 8 preview. You can keep up with all the scores from across the state all weekend long on our popular statewide scoreboard, available at our website, FridayNightThunder.com. There you can also listen to our post-game show from 9:30 to 11 Central Time each Friday night. If your local radio station does not carry Friday Night Thunder, encourage them to join our ever-expanding network. This has been Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your #1 fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Dragons may have won the toss. Didn't see it, Gary. I think they won the toss and deferred to the second half, which is something they commonly do.
Yeah, they did. And it looked like they were going to kick off to Wartburg. You know, it was kind of a lackluster signal by the official as well. Hard to see there, but looked like York is going to kick off to start the game.
York comes in 5 and Wartburg comes in 3-3. Wartburg's lost to Coalfield, Oneida, and Harriman, while they beat Oakdale, Sunbright, and Cumberland Gap. Last year, York won this game 54-14, and that's the only time that we could find that they played in the history of these two schools, as their only common opponents, as we mentioned a while ago, Coalfield, Oneida, and York won both those. They lost both of them, and York is coming off their first loss of the season. Wartburg is on a 3-game win streak, Gary. So, you know, this is one of those games that York, they've got to try to bounce back, and it's a good game for them to maybe do that.
Yeah, it is, Gary. And, you know, not only are they on a 3-game win streak, they won their first region game since 2014 last week when they beat Cumberland Gap. And, you know, they got to feel confident and feel like they're on a little bit of a roll. But once again, you know, you got to see what team you're playing to. Are they the team that won 40-8 last weekend, or are they the team that Coalfield beat 49-0 in week 1?
Exactly.
You know? So, you know, you got to think if York comes out, York just didn't execute last week the way they should have, or it'd have been a lot better ball game, been a lot closer ball game. Not going to say York could have pulled that out. Upperman's got a good football team, but you got to execute. You got to, you know, got a game plan, and if York does that, they should take care of business tonight.
Now, York still sits in the top 10 in the AP. They're number 10 in the AP in Class AAA, behind Alcoa, who's number 1, Red Bank's number 3, and you got Upperman is at number 4 this week. Now, the Coach T strength plus success rankings, you got York setting in at number 6, and you got Upperman in at number 2. Surprisingly, you got Alcoa at number 4, and then you've got down the bottom, Cannon County at number 20 and Sequatchie County at number 10. Two teams that York's got to face still yet.
Yeah, and you know, when you got Alcoa at number 4, it probably tells you all you need to know about that ranking.
Yeah,
they beat what is the premier 6A team in the state,
exactly,
Maryville, this year already, and you know, they are the team to beat right now, and that's kind of the measuring stick for everybody in 3A.
And of course, as you said, they beat Maryville, and if your success against a top-ranked number 6A team, one of the top teams in the country, doesn't get you that above number 4, yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that as well. That's a good point there, Gary. Big thank you to our sponsors for tonight's game. They are the Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fitness Farmers Co-op, Hall's Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pizza Hut of Jamestown, Conditioned Heating and Cooling, Minnesota Pharmacy, Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative, Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fentress County Executive Jimmy Johnson, Micro Metals, our new sponsor, just come on this week. Micro Metals and Southeast Drywall and Construction, our sponsors for our live broadcast. And, of course, our pre- and post games brought to you by Progressive Savings Bank. Pre-game adjacencies, we got State Representative Kelly Kiesling, State Senator Ken Yeager. Halftime stats brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford in Wartburg. Our player of the game is brought to you by Hall's Family Pharmacy. Friday Night Thunder brought to you by the Union Bank in Jamestown and Clark Range and Byrdstown. And, of course, the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show brought to you by the Union Bank in Jamestown. And, Gary, I think they're waiting for something very special to happen here to start this ball game. We've had the coin toss and all that. And both teams actually came out on the field, but now they've moved them off as I think we're supposed to have a helicopter bring in the game ball for tonight.
Well, that'd be pretty neat if that happens. We'll be, we're kind of watching out in both directions to see if it's coming in and haven't seen it yet, so we'll see what happens over the next minute or two.
I'm just going to say I hope we have better luck with that. If they do that, then Cumberland County had a few years ago when we had the parachute guy come in and he landed in the parking lot amongst the cars. That wasn't pretty, folks. Hey, but while we got a quick second here, let's take a time out for a couple words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back for the opening kickoff.
Hey y'all, Cherise Sells from Casey's Wholesale in Livingston, where you'll find your next home away from home. We are on the 111 bypass in Livingston, and you can see all our inventory ranging from smaller campers weighing only 3,200 pounds on up to campers large enough to live in comfortably year-round. With payments starting at only $159 a month, you can take your home on wheels around the country, but the memories you make along the way are priceless. Come see us at Casey's Wholesale Supercenter, where you'll be a happy camper too.
Stock number HI 1054, payment with approved credit. See dealer for details.
The kids are back in school and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family Pharmacy for your annual flu shot. You won't be the only one glad you did.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
And back here, when we're still waiting, I think they're going to have a special delivery of the game ball tonight. It is homecoming for York tonight. Now, there's different thought processes about homecoming. Some like it, some don't.
Yeah, and I think it varies, and I think as a coach and as some players, you really don't like it. You want to get out here and play football and get the game on, get going, and all the pomp and circumstance that you have that goes along with that. It sometimes gets in the way of playing football, and it's, as coaches, you're creature of habit a little bit, and you like to have things just to go a certain way, and I don't know, Gary, but here comes the helicopter in. Finally, they're going to drop this thing, it looks like.
And, they're going to be making their way in to bring the football, so hopefully Gage and them can catch this as the ball comes in a helicopter. And, Gary, you've got to look at all the activities the week long before. That puts a lot of stuff in. The kids got a lot of stuff going on. And you got fall break starting as of yesterday, or as of today, I guess. And a lot of things going on that could be some very big distractions.
Yeah, I even remember back in the 80s that homecoming, or the football season every week, also coincided with the fair. And Coach Seymour at that time, he wouldn't let his kids go to the fair until after the ball game on Friday night, trying to keep focused, trying to keep their mind on the game. And usually it's a pretty big game they were playing as they were rolling into district season by that time.
And, of course, they had that problem again this year. A fair came in right at the first of the football season, and these guys handled that very well. And I think they'll handle this well as they are getting ready for this one tonight. Gary, what do you think about as far as hangover from that loss last week?
Well, in a lot of cases, I would think that you got to consider that, Gary. They didn't execute well. I mean, and they got down, and the defense made adjustments, and the defense played great in the second half, and played them to a standstill. Although they won time of possession, which is something if you're York football team, you're going to win time of possession, and they lost it very badly last week, and so you would be worried about a hangover, but. You got to look at the team on the other side of the field too, and I'm not begrudging them, but they haven't played anybody as good as York, and York should show up tonight and establish control early and take charge of this.
Of course, now they did play Oneida, and Oneida is the number 9 team in Class AA, but they lost badly to Oneida. They also played Coalfield, who was number 8 in Class Single A. They lost that one very badly. While York played Whitwell in the preseason, they beat Coalfield, they beat Oneida, and they played Upperman in the top 10 in Class 3A. And, Gary, you take a look at that, and you have to think, well, York should be a big favorite in this ball game.
Yeah, they should be, and and if they come out and do what they do, Gary, they establish the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense. They run the football between the gaps where it's supposed to go. Then they're going to take control of this game. You just feel like it's their game to lose at that point.
You got to watch Josh Moore, though. The quarterback from Wartburg has been having an outstanding season. Like I said, they're on a 3-game winning streak, and now you can see the Aerovac Life Team helicopter coming in. They're going to drop the football here for the opening ceremonies, and a very unique way to start this football game, Gary, and this is also a very unique entrance. And what else can you expect for homecoming?
I am not sure what you can expect. I have not seen a helicopter land on a football field except during recruiting visits, and God forbid the worst of injuries. So to actually get the game ball delivered like this is pretty neat.
So Aerovac bringing in the game ball, and this is getting a partisan York crowd, a very partisan York crowd, as 3/4 of the stands over there are filled with York fans, while very few Wartburg fans tonight.
Yeah, they are, and Wartburg fills up, a good part of their section, but it pales in comparison to this York crowd, and the ball's been delivered. Coach Wright's bringing it over, and these guys are ready to load up, and let's get them out of here and play football.
Yeah, we're going to get them off the field and get ready for some football action. Don't forget, folks, coming up tomorrow night, the Fentress County Crush, 6 o'clock right here at Dragon Field. They are going to take on the undefeated DeKalb County Saints. The winner of that one wins the Middle Tennessee Conference Championship tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. We're going to be videoing that one. I'll be out here to give you the call of that one. And that one's going to be a huge one tomorrow night, Gary. And those are future Dragons, and they are undefeated future Dragons.
Yeah, they are. Undefeated against undefeated. It should be a great ball game out here tomorrow night. So go to the Pumpkin Festival tomorrow and get all your fill of that, and then come out here and watch the Crush play tomorrow night.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, folks. I'll be at the Pumpkin Festival all day tomorrow out in the city of Allard, where my wife will soon be the mayor of Allard, so I have to go.
Yeah, congratulations about all that.
Yeah, she's going to be the only person on the ballot in the upcoming election, so she will be the new mayor of Allard, I guess, 1st December. So as being the first, I guess to be the first man of Allard. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You never thought of yourself so lofty, have you?
That's right. I haven't had those honors since I was cellmate of the month, but no, that's all. But we're getting set to get underway here in a minute. Let's take one quick time out, and then we'll be back to get this one kicked off. Don't go anywhere.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, Gary, if the helicopter bringing in the game ball didn't get you fired up, you probably need to have a defibrillator. But
yeah, I mean, that was pretty neat. A different experience. Landed right on the middle of the field here, and it didn't take them long to get out of here, and we're ready to play football now.
Gary, I can't park in a parking space, and they landed on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's amazing how that thing will lift straight up and set straight down. So, pretty neat and nice experience here to see them, life back, bring that football in tonight.
And York will kick it off. It's going to be Johan West to do the honors, and Johan will kick it away, and back deep for Wartburg is number 22 is going to take it at the 14, bring back the other way. He heads crossfield and gets leveled at the 20. Good job by the Dragons team, and they able to beat him out. I believe that was Josiah with the stop.
I think he cleaned that up. I believe we also had maybe number 14 in on that as well, and that was somebody I don't have the number on.
Evan Tompkins.
Evan Tompkins.
Yeah, Evan is in on the stop on that one. His mom, Crystal, will be happy to hear us say his name tonight. So, Crystal, he's on there. Crystal is going to be the chairman of the Pumpkin Festival Parade tomorrow, folks. I'm trying to get in good because I need a roster for tomorrow's parade. And now we're going to see one of the better quarterbacks around the area, Gary. Josh Moore is going to bring up his team. He's got look like a lot of receivers. They've got listed 1, 2, 3 receivers and a tight end, and they have one tailback, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, they're going to run out of the spread. Look, Gary, they've lined up with 4 wides and 1 back, out of the shotgun here, so it looks like they're going to try to move it quick.
And a handoff, and they drop it on the first play, and Moore able to cover it back up. And, Gary, that's not the way you want to start a ball game.
No, it's not, and they tried the read option and, just dropped the ball, Gary. And number 60 for York, they're about to get on that. I believe that was, no, it wasn't 60. Yeah, it was 60.
Braden Wheeler.
Yeah, Braden Wheeler tried to jump on that ball, but actually Moore able to jump on it first.
So now it's going to be a second and about 14 for the first down as Moore will bring his unit up. Got one man in the backfield. That is Sailor Jones. And they got one man in motion. They're going to fake roll it to the right. He's going to throw it out there. Got a man out there. He's going to come down the reception, tried to curl back around, and he's going to get stopped short of the first down, Gary. And he might have cost himself a couple of yards on that one.
Yeah, he may have, and that was number 4. That's Kobe Justice on the catch there, and he circled back, tried to turn that in and up the field, but circled back, and I think he did make himself, lost a couple of yards on that.
And that's what Coach Wright said earlier in the week on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Josh Moore will throw the ball all over the field. He's a good quarterback, and he can throw the football, and he comes up now with nobody in the backfield. He's got 4 to the right and 4 to the left, 1 to the right.
Yeah, they're lined up in a diamond out here, and look for that back guy to get the ball.
And he's going to keep it himself. And he gets leveled. He got a couple of yards, Gary, and he got the stick put to him.
Yeah, he did. A couple of people, Cole Cooper there first, but it was...
I think that was Ben Cooper come up and made it.
Ben Cooper that come in and finished it off there and made the big hit.
Ben drove him back a couple of yards. That's what I call a stick on that one. And now it's going to be to punt it away, number 4, which is Colby Justice. Justice going to kick it away, Gary, and right off the bat, York's defense looks tough.
Yeah, it does. You got Drake back to return this punt. He's on about the 45-yard line, Gary. So York looking at getting this maybe in Wartburg, on the Wartburg side of the field.
Now the short field, if they can get it here as a snap back to Justice. Justice going to get the punt off, barely got it off, and that went straight up in the air. Now you got to watch, make sure it doesn't hit you. And it's going to roll and go right over midfield, Gary, so it's going to be at the 48-yard line. And that one, had it not got a big roll, we would have had a great field position.
Yeah, it would have. Got a positive about a 15-yard bounce, or that's only about a 10-yard punt, Gary. So, still a good break for the Dragons here. Held on defense, you got it on your own 48-yard line, and, 1st and 10, and let's see what York's got in this power running game tonight.
Here come the Dragons. They had trouble running the ball last week, but we'll see what they do here tonight. Got Drake split out wide to the right. You got a little bit of an injured Landrick, a little bit hurt, and they're going to hand off Cooper. Cooper breaks the first tackle. He's into the midfield. He's up over to the 35. He's going to try to get to the outside. He's still on his feet, up at the 30, down to the 25 to the 20, all the way down to about the 15-yard line. And, Gary, he ran about 100 yards to get down there.
Yeah, that was actually Thomas Miller on the carry, Gary. Yeah, and that ball meant to go to the left, and he got the corner that way. They sealed it up, so he brought it all the way back across to the boundary side of the field and turned that into a nice 37-yard gain.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons at the Wartburg 15-yard line. The Bulldogs backed up quickly. As up will come Lefew. Lefew under center. Going to hand it off this time to Cole Cooper. Cooper the right side. He's going to get down to about the 2-yard line before he's brought down. And it's going to be 1st and goal Dragons. And, Gary, this is what we expect to see from the all night long.
It is. A nice run, about 12 yards on that. They're going to mark that on the 4, Gary. So it's about 11-yard run. Still 1st and goal for York. A nice run by Cole Cooper on 1st down.
Cooper with the first down run makes it a 1st and goal for the Dragons. As up will come Lefew. Lefew, this where they like to hand it off to the big guy up the middle, and we'll see what they do here. Though they're going to hand it off Cooper right side, and Cooper's going to dance into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run, nice blocking, Gary. They just sealed the corner there, and Cooper able to run that off the right tackle right into the end zone untouched.
So York takes the early 6-0 lead, and it'll be Johan West to add on the extra point. Miller set this up with that big run to start this drive. Snaps high, is down, it goes, and did it go through? Yes, it did. It hit the goal post, but goes through, and the Dragons take a quick 7-0 lead with 8:44 to go in the first.
When it comes to your business, you need technology that supports your productivity and performance goals. With Twin Lakes Advanced Business Systems, you'll get customized solutions to enhance your business, including options such as broadband speeds up to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second. Metro Ethernet, SIP trunks, phone systems, enhanced voicemail and conferencing services, web hosting, and more. Visit one of our 7 local offices or call 931-268-2151 to see what Twin Lakes can do for your business today.
Well, Gary, you couldn't script it much better than that.
No, you couldn't. Great drive, and the only real flaw it looked like on that whole drive was the extra point. A little bit of a bad snap and the hold a little late there, and caused the West to clank it off the left upright, but it bounced in still, so that still went good. 7-0 York.
And that was a good play by Zach Holder, the holder, to be able to catch it because it was a high snap, and he was able to bring it down, and they got it up and in. He did that last week, too. It was a great play last week. As now up will come West, and West going to kick this one. Going to be a grounder taken by Moore. Moore's in a heap of trouble. Headed out to the outside, going to be dropped right about the 29-yard line, and here comes a flag in on the play. And I think you might be right, Gary. I think it's going to be a face mask.
Yeah, I think they got him at the end with the face mask, Gary, and it depends on what kind they call here, but it'll either be 5 or 15.
And so the officials talking it over now. And they're going to mark that off against York, and that will be a big chunk of yardage now for the kids from Wartburg, Gary. This could be a good field position. We'll see how much they give them. They're going to give them 5.
It's the 5-yarder, and fortunately, it didn't look like he got a whole lot of it. I believe it was Landry Lefew on the tackle there. It maybe guide on the way down, but didn't get a whole lot of it. So, it moves it out to the 34-yard line.
Moore comes up again now with 4 to the left, 1 to the right, and Wartburg looks like they're going to try to throw their way into this one as Moore back in the shotgun. He's got a quick out over here to number 11. He's got some blockers out in front of him, but he's going to try to bounce outside. Does, and gets knocked out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. Good job by the Dragons to get him out, Gary, and that is what that triangle out there is designed for. You throw it to the back guy and let the front 3 block.
Yeah, and York poorly executed on that, Gary. They let the blocking eat them up and then push them out of the play, and more importantly, allowed him to turn it up the sideline and get about 15 yards out of that.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Wartburg Bulldogs, and now they're going to set up on the opposite side and try it on the opposite side. They got 4 to the right, 1 to the left, Moore in the shotgun. And York showing blitz, and here they come. They're going to throw this one out again to number 11. He's going to try the other side, and he's going to get some yardage. He's going to pick up about 7, Gary, and that's very effective. The Dragons going to have to get somebody up close and try to get in there quicker than what they're doing. They're getting him downhill and some blockers in front of him.
Yeah, they are, and, getting a couple blocks, and York a little slow to get over there. I looked at this. York was covering that with like 2 defenders, and you know, you got 3 blocking 2, and it's allowing him to turn up the field. I'm sure they'll adjust to that. But Ben Cooper able to run over there and make the tackle from the middle linebacker spot.
And they got the formation now on the other side, Gary. So they're back and forth on this diamond on one side. And now they're going to throw it out to number 11 this time, and he's got some room. He's going to get, looks like enough. Well, no, he didn't get enough for the first down. He's going to be brought down by the 37. He got back to the line of scrimmage, Gary. But kind of unique, watch Wartburg. Their offensive line goes up to the line. They don't even go back into the huddle with the quarterback and the receivers.
That's because they're blocking the same way on essentially every play, or there's a signal given to them that lets them know what the blocking assignment is. So they're not even going to take time to huddle up. They're just huddling the skill players here and then calling the play. But that was a good job by Johan West to slide up there and make that tackle after Ben Cooper took the initial block.
And here they go, the same lineup again. Got the diamond on the right side this time. Got their number 11, and they're going to roll out this time, and they're going to try to get away, and he's going to be sacked. Moore's all the way back to the 43-yard line as the jackhammer got free, and you don't want the jackhammer to get free on you.
No, he busted through, and, you know, you had him on one side, and if he wasn't going to get him, Aaron Talent was coming from the other side, Gary. So, you know, nice play by Josiah Headings to get the sack there, and it's 4th down.
Gary come up and faked that same play again over to number 11. What is his name? Sailor Jones over there. And this time he was looking for the lone guy on the right side and didn't have enough time to throw it.
No, he didn't, and the guy wasn't open either. Good coverage by York to, you know, just shut that down.
Justice going back to punt it away now. Last time he did not get much of a punt on there, and York had a good rush. High snap. They're going to get a good rush again, and Headings close to coming down into that one. Now that one's going to hit, and that one's going to take a big bounce, and wow, it's going to be picked up by Drake, and Drake's going to hit the 15-yard line. Gary, somebody's got a fair catch that one. That one took about a 20-yard roll.
You need to get up and fair catch that. I don't know, you know, what the signal is for York, but there's a lot of traffic up there too, Gary, and you know, they may be instructed to stay out of the traffic, and he did, and when it hit, it took a big Wartburg bounce.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons at their own 15-yard line. They scored on their first possession. We're just under 6 minutes here in quarter number 1. York on top, 7-0. And they'll come up. It's Lefeview under center. Lefeview got a man in motion, going to hand it off to Miller. Left side, Miller's got some room up the middle. He cuts back out to the outside, right side. He's in a foot race now to beat number 24, and he's going to get him, but not before he gets all the way down to the 35 of Wartburg. And, Gary, they've got no answer for Miller.
No, they don't, you know, and they ran out of that wing tee. They just circled him back, gave him the handoff, and there was a hole that you could have run through there, Gary, right up the middle, and that's where he went with it, right up the middle, and he wouldn't, you know, he had clear running for 20 yards before he had to start making any kind of a move.
And so now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Wartburg 35. Lefeview going to bring his squad up. Got a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself. Landrick over the left side, and he cuts back and gets down to the 21-yard line. And Gary, it didn't look like he was very injured on that one. He made some nice cuts on it.
Trentlin's kind of taking over for him too, you know, and I thought they might hold him out on defense or something like that, but he's played every defensive snap so far, so, you know, he's just getting some extra stretching stuff in. Looks like he might be all right here.
And the landmine with the first down. We call him the landmine because once he makes a step, you're going to get exploded on. And now you got Miller back in motion. They're going to hand out Miller. He's going to bounce to the left side. He's got the outside, tries to cut back inside, slung out, right into the fence. And we got a penalty against Wartburg. That's going to be unnecessary roughness, Gary. That was just poor play there by whoever that was from Wartburg, who grabbed him and slung him into the fence after he went out of bounds.
I want to say that was number 11. Actually, I think it might be 12. He looks like the guilty guy going off the field right now. That'd be Samuel McCarthy, but I thought it was Jones at first, Sailor Jones, but it may have been McCarthy. But he actually had stepped out of bounds, and he grabbed him and slung him around and then into the fence over there.
So now that's going to move it down, and that should be about 1st and goal, Gary, from
that'll be half the distance, so it'll probably be looks like about the 5-yard line, 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to say. It'd be about the 6-yard line. But it looks like it's going to be right at the 5 as up will come Lefeview. Leftview's got a man in motion. That's Cole Cooper. Cooper just bouncing ahead. Cole Cooper in for the touchdown Dragons.
Nice run by Cooper. He just kept his feet moving, kept churning, Gary, and run into the blockers and kept moving, pushed them into the end zone for the touchdown.
No disrespect, but Gary, I think the Wartburg kids are seeing this ain't a Sunbright like they beat last week.
No, this is the best team they played so far.
And so now it will be Johann West to attack on the extra point. It's down, it's up. It is good with 5:06 to go in the first quarter. It's a 14-0 York lead.
And Coach Charles Vaughn, 17 years of coaching. He took his team to the state playoffs and led them in multiple district and bowl championships. His life modeled teamwork, integrity, and hard work. I'm Joey Vaughn, and this man not only was my dad, but he was my coach. I grew up learning these values, and they are a large part of what Meadow Thrift Pharmacy is founded on. Come out and support our York football team.
Well, Gary, you can't ask for much better. York scored on both their first possessions.
Yeah, they have. 5:06 left to go in the first quarter, and York on the board twice here early. So, they're off and running, and it doesn't look like there's much of a hangover from last week, Gary, and I didn't expect much, really.
And they were fired up coming in. This one had the helicopter bring in the football. It's homecoming. They had all the homecoming queens and all that. And they're looking like a team that wants a homecoming win. Is this one going to be drilled and going to go over the head and into the end zone for a touchback? Where it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs, Gary, at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great kick by West. They playing up, and they just turned around and ran back on it. Couldn't get back under it, to get him kind of return so late, bounce into the end zone.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. They were able to get a couple of first downs, Gary. We saw the arm of the quarterback. He's got a good arm out there. That's number 22, Josh Moore. He can throw the ball.
Yeah, he threw it and completed about 3 passes there, Gary. And, York finally made adjustment to get over there and stop the little diamond screen.
And now they're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to throw it out. Got a man out there. Number 2 catches it right at the 36-yard line. And, Gary, that was a great throw and a great reception by McCarty.
Yeah, they sent him on a skinny post and, threw it to him right between Barker and Drake and completed the pass and the first down Wartburg.
And that just had to be the perfect throw, Gary, because York had defenders on both sides.
Yeah, you had Drake coming from one side and Barker is trailing the play on the other one, and he put it right on the money. A nice throw, good arm.
So now we'll see what Moore does here. He brings his squad up with a 1st and 10 at the 36, his own 36. Back in the shotgun. Got a man in motion. They'll fake the handoff, and we got a flag going already, and Moore running for his life. He's going to chuck one down and throw it incomplete. And, Gary, I believe they had 2 guys in motion at one time on that one.
That's going to be a legal procedure because, yeah, they did. They had 2 people moving at the snap. So a shift. They call it legal shift. But they did. They had 2 guys that were not. One of the guys have to come set, and he didn't. So they're on back 'em up 5.
In that situation, Gary, I think maybe the officials should blow a whistle because you could get somebody hurt on play that means nothing on that one.
Well, for some reason, they don't blow that one dead, and I don't know why. You blow false starts dead, and you blow illegal motion dead, but you don't blow the shift dead, and you should. I mean, it's offensive penalty. You're going back. They can't gain anything out of it.
The only thing you can hope is the other team doesn't get a turnover on it, as now it'll be back in the shotgun, and here comes a rush. Moore breaks it, and Moore's going to be dropped, and there's another rag on the field. And that's usually in the area of holding, Gary.
Yeah, it is. Aaron Talon on the sack, but they brought Jacoby Allen on the safety blitz off the corner, Gary, and he's the first one there that kind of pushed him back in. And, it'll be interesting because York brought a couple extra men that time. They're after the quarterback.
And they're going to say, I believe it's a chop block.
Yeah, they're asking Coach Wright if he wants to accept this, and he's going to back them up.
So that'll back Wartburg up again, Gary, and back-to-back penalties against the Bulldogs. They're backing up quick here.
Yeah, they are going backwards, and they're going to be in about a 1st and 25 right now, Gary. So A lot of ground to make up here.
And the Dragons can pin those ears back and come after them now.
Well, you know, that hasn't been the problem so far, really. I mean, they've thrown on every down. I don't believe they've ran one yet, and so they're throwing on every down. So York can kindly, you know, if you can lock down on the receivers, you can send a couple extra guys after it on every play, really.
This time Moore's going to go. No, he's going to. I started to say he's going under center, but he drops back in the shotgun. He's waiting on the snap. Gets the snap, and now he's rolling and running for his life. He's going to pitch it the last second, and that's going to be stopped right there. Left view was waiting on him, Gary, and he got right to the 10-yard line. I think he lost even more yards.
They lost 5 on that one, Gary, so it's going to be 2nd and 30 now from the 10. So going backwards on this drive.
At this point, they're backing up quicker than the French Army, as it's going to be second down and about. They're going to have to get to Pine Haven or maybe even out to Albany, Kentucky to get the first down on this one.
Well, you know, you look at it, they were on the 34-yard line, and they're back to the 10 now. So
yeah, they have steadily gone backwards. There's not much room left for them to go further, as it will be in the shotgun more. And now he takes a snap. Big rush from York, and he's going to get sacked in the end zone, and that should be a safety. It is a safety there by the Dragons, and a great job there by Landrick Leftview, the landmine, and the jackhammer. Josiah Headings bringing him down.
Yeah, great play. You know, they came on the blitz again. They brought both Headings and Leftview on the blitz, and Leftview got to him first. And, you know, the thing about Moore is he can't keep taking hits like this, Gary. He's not going to last. So, you know, they're going to have to get him some protection.
And it should be now 16-0 as York gets 2 points for that. And now Wartburg guys get right back to York, Gary, and York has shown no signs of stopping in this first half.
No, they haven't, and, you know, they got to kick this from the 20-yard line as well, Gary. So, you know, York's going to be in great shape here field position-wise.
You get the free kick, Gary, but their punter really hasn't had much of a foot tonight. He just had a lot of lucky rolls.
Yeah, he has. So, you know, I'm not sure what they're still don't know what they're going to do here. Justice has come out on the field, and he's going to take the ball, and he doesn't have a tee, so he's just going to drop kick this, Gary.
He's going to punt it away, and York will be back to get this one. And the safety makes it 16-0. We've still got 3:17 left to go in the first quarter, as York just manhandling Wartburg. And
they're having trouble getting players on the field, Gary. They ran one on, and they still only had 10, so they had to run another one on here to get this going.
And you know what they say, if the worst, everything keeps piling on, that's what's piling on for Wartburg. Just keeps getting worse, and now they'll punt it away. And that was a good-looking kick, and coming up and taking it is Miller at the 40. Miller up to the 50. Miller gets up to about the 47 of the Bulldogs, and it's going to be 1st and 10, and York's got the short field again.
Yeah, he moved it into York territory. Once again, York let the ball hit the ground, Gary, on a kickoff, and Miller there to pick it up, you know, on the bounce. But by that time, the defense has converged, makes it hard to get a return. He got about 10 or 11 yards out of that, but you know, you catch that ball on the move in the air, you can get so much more.
And with that, you should have been able to get a good catch and return on it. That's one of those things. You got to come up and make that catch in the air and get downhill going immediately. See, Ben Cooper's in the backfield now for the Dragons as he comes in the fullback position. They're going to hand it to Ben. He's going to bang straight ahead. Ben still on feet. He's going to get about 11 for another first down.
Nice hard run right up the middle, and this is something I look for York to just go to tonight. They want to be able to do the power run game, and it has struggled the last couple of weeks against Oneida and Upperman. I look for them to run through the A-gaps between the center and the guard a lot tonight once they have firmly established control of this thing.
Now, Ben Cooper, Gary, you got Josiah Headings back there and saying Ben Cooper's only a sophomore. This kid's going to be around for a couple more years, and he's got a promising future.
He does. He runs low and fast. He's a hard runner and doesn't care to run it up in there in the line between the tackles.
So now up will come Landrick Leftview with a 1st and 10. He will roll out, rolling. He's got to get rid of it. Gets rid of it through the hands of Cooper, as Cooper can't hang on to it. And that one, Gary, I don't think Cole would have got much distance out of that. It looked like he was going to go out of bounds if he did catch it.
Yeah, I mean, he was headed out of bounds, but if he catches it, they get 6-7 yards out of that, and, it just went through his hands there, incomplete. That ball, that play probably didn't develop correctly. They got pressure on Lefeview and ran him out of the pocket, so, he was scrambling, trying to make that throw, and then Cooper, he had both hands on it, just couldn't pull it in.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Dragons as they got a man in motion. They'll hand it off to Cooper. Cooper going to bounce inside. Cooper's got some room. He's headed down the middle of the field. He's in for a touchdown, Dragons.
Great run by Cole Cooper. He took that ball and showed some speed that I don't know that I've seen from him all year to burst through the line and into the opening, Gary.
3 touchdowns already for the Cole Train as he gets the touchdown, and the Dragons go up 22-0. And Gary, if you're Wartburg, you gotta think, wonder what time we're gonna get home tonight.
When's the clock gonna start running?
Yeah, we're thinking Mercy Rule, but now and the kick is up. The kick is good. Mercy Rule does kick in the second half, so they still got a whole other quarter to play. We got 2:38 left to go in this one after the kick is good. It's now 23-0 York.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
And back here, we're getting ready to kick off again. The Dragons now on top 23-0, Gary, and they're making it look really easy.
They are, and, great play by York. They're executing the offense. They're doing all the right things, and looking really good doing it.
And they're getting it off deep. Moore is going to take it at the 10. He's up to the 20. He gets away from 1, and he is going to be wrapped up and dropped right there. Good job by the Dragons return team as coming up making the hit, I believe, was number 30. That is Wyatt Hawks on the tackle, Gary.
Yeah, he come in and make the tackle there, finally wrapped him up. He is able to move it out to about the 33-yard line, though, so that's where Wartburg will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Gary, if you remember last time they had it on 1st and 10, I think on the 34, and they marched straight back.
Yeah, they did. Got a first down, and then they went backwards after that. And, York putting the pressure on defensively, sending extra players, and Wartburg can't handle it so far.
And Moore now going to drop back in the shotgun as he's got 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and Moore's going to run it to the right side. He's going to throw it. He's got a man down there, but he's way overthrown him. It's going to be picked off by the Dragons. Interception going to be brought back the other way, and that's Miller on the interception. Miller tried to bounce outside, still working up there, gets through, and he's going to drive and get up to about the 38-yard line. And, Gary, I'm not sure what number 51 was doing, but he looked like he tried to tackle one of the York blockers.
Jacoby Allen made a good block there, Gary, and I guess it frustrated him, grabbed him by the back of the jersey and swung him around, pulled him down. 2 flags on the field because of it, so York going to move it up a little more here. Good play by Miller, though, and, they tried to do something different there. They took more. They flushed him out of the pocket, rolled him out and gave him a lane to throw, and then he threw it right to Miller, who brought it back to the 45-yard line.
And it's going to be backed up, Gary. They're going to call a block in the back. I can't believe they didn't call anything on that. That was pretty blatant. 2 officials looking at it.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was him pulling him down. He didn't look. I didn't see the block in the back, Gary.
I did not either, and either way, it's going to be all the way back to the 45-yard line. But the Dragons got the football after the turnover, leading it 23-0. 2:08 left to go in the first quarter, folks. We're still in the first quarter of this one. And York, with their 4th possession, they've scored on their first 3, plus got a safety tonight. This time it's going to be Lefeview dropping back. Leftview's going to chuck one out there. He's got Drake out there. Drake, right through his hands. And Gary, that was a good job by number 2.
Caleb McCarthy on the deep coverage there. He got a hand up, Gary, and kind of blocked the vision of Lathan Drake, and the ball went behind his legs, or went behind him, and couldn't come up with it. But a good throw, and Drake had run open, Gary, so he had a step or two on him. Probably need to throw that ball just a split second sooner.
And so now it's going to be second and 10 for the Dragons at their own 45-yard line. They'll bring their squad up. Got Cooper in motion. Cooper going to cut back inside now, bounces over the left side. He's got a lot of room in the blocker ahead of him. He's headed down all the way to the 25-yard line before they bring the Cole train down. And, Gary, another great run by Cole Cooper.
Yeah, just ran behind the blocks, Gary, and, Sailor Jones finally ran him down at the 25-yard line. But, another good run by Cole Cooper, and York chewing up huge pieces of real estate in this ground game.
And, Gary, also, they've kept the clock pretty much. It's going to be time of possession. I think it's going to be definitely in York's favor in this first quarter.
Yeah, they have had pretty much the whole first quarter, Gary.
So now it's going to be with a $1:33 left to go here in the first quarter. York first and 10 to the 25. Leftview drops back, looking. He's throwing for the corner. He's going to overthrow Miller, though, on that one. That's going to be incomplete. And, Gary, I know York has that great run game, but they're trying to work on that passing game because they may need that next week. We got a good Sequatchie County team coming in next week.
Yeah, we do, and that was good coverage on that by I believe it was number 24 for that would be Owen Vespi for Wartburg. He had good coverage on Miller there, and that ball had to be put in the exact spot. Miller just couldn't get to it, a little bit overthrown there, but, York trying some different wrinkles here, just see what'll work and what won't.
And so up come the Dragons. In the backfield, you've got Ben Cooper now. Got a man most. They're going to head right in the middle. No left. You're going to pitch it at the last second. It's going to be Cole over the right side. Cole Cooper headed toward the end zone for his fourth touchdown, Dragons.
Good play, Lefty was going to give that to the up man Cooper and pulled it in and turned and saw that he didn't have a place to run and just flipped it with both hands back to Cole Cooper, who took it around the right end for the touchdown.
And now the Dragons go up 29-0, and we still got 71 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cole Cooper definitely bucking for our player of the game tonight.
Yeah, he's the early front runner, no doubt here. It's hard to beat 4 scores.
And York, Johan West puts it through with 71 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's 30-0 York.
Your hospital in Jamestown has been tailoring its services to meet the needs of area residents for many years, and for one reason: to keep you, your family, and your neighbors healthy. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. The two things that have always been at the core of your hospital: commitment and desire to make this community a healthier place to live. We are Jamestown Regional, a Renova Health company.
And back here, Gary, where we're almost in the mercy rule first quarter. If Tennessee had it first quarter, mercy rule, but you had to be in the second half before it kicks in.
Yeah, but York coming out and establishing control early, Gary, looking like the York football team we saw the first 5 weeks.
And getting the kickoff is Moore, and Moore bringing it all the way from the 10 up to the 35. And, Gary, you talked about it earlier. Moore's getting hit a whole lot.
He is, and I just, he's dropping back the pass. York's blitzing. They're hitting him on every play, Gary, even when he's getting it off. And, if you watch some of the old UT football teams, they'd hit quarterbacks, till they decide they just didn't want to stand back there and throw it anymore. And, you got Moore here in that same situation. He gets hit a few more times back there. He may not be so anxious to drop back and throw it.
And not to mention, Gary, you're running him on kickoffs.
Yeah.
And he's getting hit on those. I mean, he got hit hard earlier by Ben Cooper, who just leveled him. So it's going to be interesting to see how much longer they keep him in that position. And now it's going to be back in the shotgun. They're going to fake the handoff. Here comes the rush. Little screen pass. They dump it to number 11. He's going to get some running room. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9 before he's brought down, Gary. And you had to wonder how long it was going to be before they tried that little screen pass.
Well, yeah, and it was a jailbreak. I mean, they rushed and they led both Josiah Headings and Brandon Wheeler both break through the line, and then they dumped it over their head, and about 9 yards on that before the linebacker is able to come up and clean up the mess. But that's one of the ways you handle this rush that York's giving you. You got to do screen passes and little dump offs and roll the quarterback out of the pocket. So they're trying those things. York's handling it pretty effectively so far.
And without a running game, they really are one-dimensional right now. And back will go the quarterback. Yeah, he's going to run it, and he's hit quickly, gets away. He's going to come up still on his feet. Now he's going to get wrapped up and dropped by the Dragons. Number 25, Zach Gibson, come up, Gary, and he bear hugged him.
Yeah, he ran around for a long time back there, and he eluded 4 or 5 York defenders, and finally, they did get him down.
And he's coming up gimpy, too, Gary. You mentioned it earlier. You're exactly right. How many of these hits can he take? But we're through one. Into one. It's York 30, Wartburg zip.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Condition Heating and Cooling.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium, 2 topping Pizza Hut pizzas
for just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium, 2 topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges. A minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Well, the York Dragons totally dominate the first quarter, Gary, leading it 30-0. And you look at this, 235 offensive yards to 21. That says it all right there.
Yeah, 11 carries, 235 yards. Do some quick math. That's over 20 yards a carry, Gary. So they're rolling. Cooper already over 100 yards of 111 in the 4 touchdowns. Miller also over at 100 even so far.
It's just all been on the ground. York has not completed a pass yet. They've done this all on the ground.
They have brought in the backup quarterback, Gary.
So we'll see what the new quarterback does. Low snap to him. He's going to kick it out, and a good shot out to Jones. But, Gary, I think he's still short of the first down. I don't believe he got much at all on it.
He got a couple of yards, but they're moving the chains, so they must signal first down, Gary. That didn't look like it was a first down. But they have brought in the backup quarterback. That's number 15, Tyler Davis. He's a sophomore. And, we saw during the whole timeout Moore over there doubled over. And it didn't look, he's taking some hits.
He has been punched around. Ain't no doubt about it tonight. He has really had the lion's share of getting hit now, and now we'll see what Davis can do. Their backup quarterback, he got rid of that one very quickly, I noticed, as he'll step back in the shotgun. Got one man behind him. He'll take the snap. They'll hand it off. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to take it outside. He fumbled the football. York's got it.
Lathan Drake coming up with that one, Gary.
And I'm not sure who knocked it out, Gary. I believe it was Headings maybe knocked it out.
Josiah Headings knocked it out as he was getting by Josiah, and Josiah stuck his arm in there and knocked it out. Bounced one time on the ground right up to Lathan Drake, who pounced on it, and York's got it on the 47-yard line.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons going the other way, Gary, and another short field.
Yeah, it is. Taking over here, and York moving the ball at will on the ground, Gary. So look for them to work on some of these things they're looking to work on, shore up, things that might work in future games.
And now back goes Lefevue. Lefevue going to throw one out. He's got Drake out there, but it's going to be just overthrown as Drake couldn't get to it, Gary. And York, that's something we used to see a lot from Coach Dickie Brown back when he was coaching here. When he'd get a turnover, he'd go for brogue.
Yeah, trying something a little different there, and Drake was in the open again. Decent coverage by number 4, Colby Justice, and, Lefevue just overshot him just a little. Timing on those plays when you don't do them consistently is a little off sometimes, and we see a little of that rust tonight.
And now we'll see going up the middle is Josiah. Josiah headings. He runs over one. He's headed home, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run by Josiah. He busted through the line, and nobody just really wanted to tackle him, Gary. They had number 8 there, and that is
Lamance, I believe that's how it is.
Yeah, Josh Lamont, and he just ran to the side of it. He didn't really want anything to do with it, and Josiah takes it in for the touchdown.
And York now up 36-0, and he's looking for 37 is Johan West. If he can get this one in, the Dragons go up by 37. And Gary, if they stay this way right now, the second half may go very quickly in this ball game.
Yeah, it may, and it's a runaway right now, Gary.
And the kick is up and good as 10:57 left to go in the third quarter. It's 37-0 York.
This is a critical time for our nation. It's hard to know what to believe in. One thing we know is true. The National Rifle Association has endorsed John Mark Wendell for his vigorous defense of the Second Amendment freedoms. John Mark Wendell is solid pro-gun and pro-hunting and has earned NRA's endorsement and an A+ rating.
Paid for by John Mark Wendell.
Well, York will kick it off, Gary, now leading 37-0. We still got 11 minutes to go in the first half. Wartburg just has not had a answer at all for York.
They haven't, Gary, not so far. And, York already subbing in pretty liberally on kickoff teams as well.
And now coming, and that was a hit there. Somebody come up for York. We're going to get a flag on that play, but, man, what a hit on that return.
I'm not sure who that was. I had a hard time seeing
I'm
that.
thinking it's number 10, Gary. I believe that was Andrew Beatty come up and put the stick on. They're high-fiving him coming off the field. And, Gary, he hit him so hard his helmet come off.
Yeah, he did. He hit him hard, and, he stopped. I saw him, and I saw number 14, Evan Tompkins, both there at the scene. So they did throw a flag, so we'll see if they're going to call some kind of targeting helmet-to-helmet hit, something here.
We'll see what the official calls, and for Wartburg, they've not been hit like this for sure. That's going to be personal foul on York, and
both ways. They're offsetting that. So they called a personal foul on both sides here, and so those are offsetting penalties, and it'll be Wartburg's ball.
And it will be Wartburg with the football.
Looks like they're going to spot this maybe about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line, something like that.
But, man, that was a hit, folks. If you get hit like that, you're going to feel it tomorrow, Gary, I think.
There's a lot of enthusiasm here tonight, Gary. A lot of emotion, and that's just a kickoff return where kids ran down the field hard, and that was a big hit.
And that was one of those that I forget who the receiver was, but his parents are going to feel that one.
I believe that was actually Moore in there returning that kick. So
I'm not sure. They must be wanting Moore to get some disability or something after this one, because he is getting beat up badly on this one. And now it's going to be back in the shotgun goes Davis. Davis back in quarterback. He fumbled his last attempt to run. He tried to run the football and had it knocked out of his hands. So Davis back in the shotgun. He's looking at going to throw it out quickly. Got a man out there. York's going to converge on it and bring it down at about the 23-yard line, Gary, and that's not going to be much of a gain at all.
No, maybe a yard, but good job by Lathan Drake. He come in and cut that play off and closed it up, made the tackle. So a nice play by him. They had the little swing pass going out there, and he was the guy to beat, and he didn't let them beat him.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 9, so that was a whole lot for only 1 yard. And we still haven't seen number 22 back in the game, Gary. We may not see him anymore. He took a lot of hits, their starting quarterback, and now they've got their backup Davis in there.
He is standing over on the sideline with his helmet on, looks behind the head coach. Looks like he's ready to go in, Gary.
Davis now looking for some help. Now Davis is going to get smothered and dropped for a loss. Good job by the Dragons again, and I believe that was Headings leading the way, Gary.
Actually, that was Aaron Talon on the play, Gary. Yeah, he come in and got him, and Cole Cooper come help finish it off. But good play by Talon to get him for the sack.
Aaron getting in there. Aaron knows football, folks. His dad's been a long-time Bulldogs coach here. Also helps with the Crush. He'll be calling some plays tomorrow when the Crush take on DeKalb County. So be sure to turn out for that one. Starts 6 o'clock. It's for the Middle Tennessee Conference Championship, and the Crush looking to go undefeated on the season. Back in the shotgun, Will Step Davis. Davis has to feel like he's a rabbit in the crosshairs of a shotgun. He's going to throw this one out. That was going to be knocked up there, picked off. Great play by Drake, and picked off by Johan West. And, Gary, that was just an outstanding play by Drake to go up and bat it up the air.
The tip drill, Gary, and, Drake just he got a hand out there. The receiver, it was Justice, had a step on him, and the ball underthrown just a little, and Drake able to jump up and get his hand on it, tipped it up. Johan West picks it off and returns it 4 or 5 yards, and York's got it on the 37-yard line.
And we still got 9 minutes left to go in the first half, and it's 37-0 here in the first half. As York just dominating this one. They're playing definitely for the homecoming crowd. Now the pass out to Drake down the left side. He'll try to get outside. Still on his feet. He breaks the tackle, heading back up the middle of the field. Cuts cross field. He's headed for pay dirt. We're going to have a flag down there, and that's going to be brought back, I believe, as Drake gets into the end zone. But they call it a touchdown, but we'll have to see what the flag is, Gary. And I'm going to say that's going to be a block in the back from where they threw it.
Yeah, I think they may have got Thomas Miller on this one, Gary, and he didn't need to make that block. Drake is well beyond that and way into the open. But anyhow, York going to get called for a block in the back here somewhere around the 15-yard line. So that'll come back around 25.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, regardless, at the 25-yard line. And, Gary, the Dragons just marching down the field again.
Yeah, they are. They're actually going to mark it on the 24-yard line, Gary. But, that was a block that didn't need to be made. It cost Drake a touchdown because of it.
So now York will come up, and they're going to have to wait till they get the chain set. Now they've got the chain set as they mark that off, and it's still a first down. So York will come up the line of scrimmage, left U. And York's going to jump. Big number 77 got a little anxious on that one, Gary. That's Thomas Cooper. He was 2 snap counts ahead.
Yeah, he was definitely firing off the ball well before the snap. And false start, going back York up 5 yards. And, at this point, you still want to execute. And those are the kind of things that will drive Coach Wright crazy, when you're not executing. And, that's a mental mistake. You got to clean those up.
So now up will come Left U under center. He's got Cooper in the backfield. And he's got West moving in. West going to cut back inside. West is headed to the end zone. And Johan's going in for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run by Johan West. He sort of slid in the backfield. Left U gave him the handoff, and he ran right. There was a huge hole there, Gary. He ran right through it, not touched to the end zone.
I'm going to say I could have run through that, but I would be lying because I'd had a heart attack right after about the first 2 steps. So.
Yeah, it was nice run, nice play call by York. Get in the end zone here.
So now Johan West is looking to attack on the extra point. We got 8:13 left to go in the first half. He does, and it's now a 44 to nothing lead for the Dragons.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435, a proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, the Dragons now lead it 44 to nothing, and we're still 8 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we got the Old Ben Franklin Ford halftime stats brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford in Wartburg. Did you know that Fords are cheaper in the country, folks? Well, you do now. Go check it out at Old Ben Franklin Ford coming up at the half. And now we're going to have it kicked away by the Dragons as Johan West, who just scored the touchdown, will bring it up and kick it away. And this one's going to be short, taken at about the 20-yard line. And I believe that's Moore again, Gary. He's on the return. He's going to get a good return back up over the 40.
Yeah, he is. Johan West had to come in and make the tackle, Gary, but, he got the return. I thought he about touched his knee when he caught the ball, but didn't, and took off running, got a little seam up the left-hand side of the field and, out over the 40-yard line.
And he's coming back out on the field, Gary. We see Moore, so this young man, a trooper, he might have to play some hockey if he comes back after the beating he took tonight. He's a hockey player.
You want to put him on the Predators?
The Predators, hey, we won last night. Season opener. Beat those Islanders. Hey, how you about that, New York?
For all those diehard baseball fans who doesn't have anything anymore, there's always hockey.
That's exactly right, folks. As will come the Bulldogs, and let's see, is that... I think they still got Davis. No, that looks like...
that's Moore.
Moore's back in. And now number 4, back goes Moore. Moore's going to throw one out, and good reception out there about the 45 of York, but their player is down, and that was
Moore. Actually, that was a handoff to the running back, number 2, McCarthy, who done a halfback pass to Moore out there in the flat, and he has sprained an ankle when he caught that ball, Gary.
But, Gary, actually, number 4, Colby Justice, was standing up making hand motions and stuff. Should have been actually a false start because he was standing on the line actually moving around when the ball was snapped.
If he wasn't moving his feet, he'll be all right, Gary. But, he was making a motion and drawing attention to himself, allowed that play to happen.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the York 45-yard line. Snap back. They're going to throw this one out quickly to number 4 here on the right side. He's got some running room. He's got a first down and more. He's going to get deep into Dragon territory at about the 26-yard line, Gary. And that was a good reception by Justice.
Yeah, it was. And he turned it up the field. Nice run. And finally tackled by number 36. That'll be C.J. Wall on the tackle. And, not before he got about 30 yards out of that, Gary.
And we do see, Gary, that York's got some younger players in there. We see Durham's in there now. And we got a timeout. And that's an injury timeout. I believe got a Wartburg player down over here on the sideline, and that's not good. That's something you definitely don't want in a 44-0 ball game. As the receiver, I believe Justice went down, and Gary, I believe that's Justice that's injured. But anyway, we got a timeout on the field. We'll take a break with them, and we'll be back in a moment.
Over 80% of business owners say loyal customers are the keys to a successful business. At Hall Family Pharmacy, we appreciate our loyal customers and want to thank you by offering you a copay pass. With the Hall Family Pharmacy Customer Loyalty Program, come by the pharmacy and pick up a punch card. Every time you fill a prescription, you will get a punch on the card. When the card is full, bring it in and get your copay pass. It's a simple way for us to say thank you for your business. So stop by Hall Family Pharmacy to get your Customer Loyalty Program punch card today.
Well, the York Dragons getting some younger folks in, Gary, already in this ball game. They've got some backups in there now, and that was Justice that was injured. I think he just had some cramps. He walked off on his own power.
Yeah, he's flexing that leg. I think, cramps may have hit him, Gary, and, nice run by him, about 30 yards out of that one, close to 30, and, got Wartburg in on York's side of the field for the first time tonight.
And York now with some younger kids in there. We mentioned that. We see some of them. Let's see. We've got number 25, Zach Gibson is in. Number 8 is in the game, Nathaniel Castellon. You've got several younger kids in there. Number 62, that is Edwin Stockton. And now Davis back in at quarterback for Wartburg. And he's going to get a big rush, and he is going to get hit by a swarm of Dragons, Gary, and he did not have a chance on that one. York almost took the snap.
They had 7 guys in the backfield, Gary. Not only did they blitz, but Wartburg didn't block anybody that wasn't supposed to be blocked either, because everybody broke through, and he just had no chance of making a play there. And you could pick your number on who made the tackle there. So
They had enough. They had a little bit of everybody in there. You've also got Andrew Beatty's in the game, and let's see, back there, number 36 is C.J. Watt, or Wall, I should say.
Harley Piles is in the game, number 35.
So we got a bunch of younger kids getting some time in. As now the snap back to Davis. Davis looking to run, and Davis is going to get dropped again, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage, Gary, before he was tripped up there by Ben Cooper.
Yeah, Ben Cooper may be the only starter left in the game, Gary. You know, he's still in there, but I think he might be the only starter that's still in there.
I think you're right, Gary. It's they've a lot of younger kids in there. Number 61.
I don't have a 61 on mine.
I think they told me somebody was going to be starting. Let's see if I can find who he is here. The new 61. Bird. Jalen Bird is number 61. That's one they told me before the game, and I forgot to mark it, Gary. Sorry about that. So Jalen Bird in. And your good thing about this one, they're getting a lot of their younger kids in, is we got 4 minutes left to go in the first half. It is third and a whole bunch for the Bulldogs. They got a man in motion as they'll take the snap, drop it back. Here comes a big rush. There they tried the screen again. That one picked off, taken away by a big number 50 up to the 45-yard line, and that was heads up play by Gilbert Gifford. Gary, he couldn't have read that one better.
He dropped back, instead of rushing the quarterback, he just stood there, Gary. He didn't really drop back. He just stood there, and it came right to him. He dropped it right in his arm. So good play by Gifford to recognize the play and take the running back out of that and, turn over York. And I'm not sure that's either the third or fourth turnover that York's got tonight. And you got to feel good about that, too, that they're creating some turnovers.
And it looks like Barger's coming in at quarterback, Gary. So we got some of the younger kids in. This may turn into a JV game before it's over with.
Yeah, it very well could. I see a couple others ran in there. We got... I
think a whole new offensive line, if I'm not mistaken.
Alex Crownover in there at running back, and a couple of others as well.
And they're going to get it out to number 20.
That's Zach Gibson on the carry, number 25, and nice run by Gibson for about 13 yards.
And now it's a quick hit by the Dragons as Barger in, and we are going to call his name properly, folks.
That's on you, Gary.
Dalton Barger.
His mama should hold you personally responsible if he can't say his name.
Exactly right. It's all on me, folks. As Barger comes up, Dalton under center. He's got a man in motion. He's going to fake it this time. Dalton's rolling back. He's going to throw one out there. Got a man out there. Almost caught there, but Gary, that time York had two players in the same area, and they knocked it away from each other.
Yeah, you had Alex Crownover over there, that got a hand on the ball, but you also had Johan West in the route that was open, Gary. So when Crownover gets his hand on the ball and took it out of the hands of West.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. They have not been stopped tonight, but they've got some younger kids in there now. They've got Evan Tompkins in the backfield. Evan. Now they got it in motion. They're going to hand it off to Evan up the middle. Evan had an open hole, Gary, and he tripped over the quarterback's foot. I think him and Barger got tied up again a little bit, and they tripped and fell.
Yeah, he did. Still managed to get about 5 yards out of that, Gary. Dove forward for about 5, and he's playing the fullback position, and he's a small fullback, and he got the ball, and he knows what to do with it. Hit the hole hard, and unfortunately got tripped up there.
If he hadn't have hung up his foot on that one, Gary, he had a whole lot of real estate ahead of him.
He did. He comes out. Ben Cooper comes in now, so we'll see what happens on 3rd and 5 here.
Up comes Barger. Barger under center. Gets the snap. He's going to hand it off. Oh, number 8's wrapped up right there. And, Gary, they met him at the door and shut it really quick. That was Castellone. And Castellone got cast upon that time.
Yeah, Castellone nowhere to run. 2 guys there led by Sailor James, number 11, come in and made that tackle, and that's a loss of a couple, so it's going to be 4th and 6 here for York. Looks like they're lining up to go for it.
York going to go for it on 4th down here. This is the first time York's been at 4th down tonight, Gary.
Yeah, close to 4th down. I don't know. They may have been 3rd down one time, but no 4th down opportunities for York tonight.
And they're going to bring him as Barger going to drop back. Barger gets a big rush, gets away. He's going to be slung down. Good defense there by big number 8 to bring him down for the Bulldogs. That's Josh Lamont coming in and making the play.
Yeah, Lamont's right there, grabbed him. You know, Barger tried to step up away from him, grabbed him by the shoulder pad and was able to take him down, Gary.
So it's 1st and 10 now, and the Dragons finally get stopped, Gary, but that's going to do it for the first half. We're at halftime of this one, and it is all York. That's needless to say. 44-0 as we go in at the half.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Fentress Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Fentress Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and the gift shop. All much more at Fentress Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
And back here at halftime, where York leads it 44-0 here at the half. Joining me now, I've got Philip Paul. And Philip, we're not just not because this game's a little out of hand, but we're going to start talking about basketball. You guys are getting ready for your Sergeant York Invitational coming up this Christmas, and I know you got some good teams coming in.
We are really excited about this year's field. In the boys bracket, we have the defending Class A state champion Loretto Mustangs coming in. So I think that a possible semifinal matchup with them and Clay County will certainly be a ticket seller. So we're excited to have them. We got Northview Academy, which is a very good team out of East Tennessee, coming in on the boys' side. Moore County out of Lynchburg, Tennessee, they're coming in, and that's York's first-round opponent. They'll play against them. Red Bowling Springs is also in York's bracket. They come in with a big kid again this year. He's scoring about 30 points a game, so you have to contain him. So Red Bowling Springs really, I think, surprised a lot of people in how good their team was last year, and they're going to build off that and be even better this year. So they come in, they play Washburn in the first round. Boys' first-round matchups are Loretto taking on Oliver Springs, and then we have a quarterfinal matchup with Clay County and Northview Academy, which will be a great first-round game. Then we have Red Bowling Springs taking on Washburn out of East Tennessee, and then we've got York playing Moore County, which is a very exciting matchup there. So boys' side looks real exciting.
What about the girls' side?
Well, girls' side also we've got Alcoa coming in, and they were a quarterfinal AA team from last year. They were in the state tournament, so we're excited to have them. Got Clay County girls back, and they are going to be loaded this year. So Clay County girls very good, and we've got, of course, York girls. They're going to be stacked this year. We've got a lot of younger faces coming in too. So we'll do some stuff. Also in the girls bracket, Red Bowling Springs girls, they decided to come travel with the boys this year, so they'll be down here. We've got Clarksville Academy coming back. Excited to have them back. They've been in the tournament every year. They seem to really enjoy it. They benefit from it. And we also have Stratford out of Nashville, which is a big school, and they're coming in, and that will be York's first round opponent. They'll be playing Stratford in that first round, so that will be a good game for them to start right out. So good quality teams all the way across.
What are the dates for?
We play it the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday right after Christmas. So it's the 27th, 28th, and 29th of December this year. And just hope the community will support that and continue to allow it to grow. It's not a fundraiser tournament. That's the big thing, the big draw. What we do is that the money that we make off the tournament just goes back into the teams that participate. Of course, it's great for our community because over 3 days, we have about $250,000 that comes into our community just in those 3 days because we have so many people coming in. People are really benefiting from it right there at the end after Christmas. So we feel like it's a good thing for folks.
And Philip, this is going to be all day long for 3 days. If you like basketball.
This year we're setting it up a little bit different. You will pay a $10 admission price, and you're admitted to all the games for an entire day. So that's 8 basketball games for $10, and you can't really beat that price. You can buy a tournament pass for $25, and that's 24 games of basketball for $25. You can't beat that. So again, everything that we do, we don't do it necessarily to fundraise. We pay travel stipends, do things for York Institute, and that's what this tournament's set up to do, is to help the teams that come and do it.
And of course, not only basketball, but you do a lot for the kids at these teams that's coming as well. Some extra stuff.
We do some really fun stuff, like at halftimes and stuff. We have some games where it kind of helps them with team building and stuff. And that's what coaches are looking for, I think, during a Christmas tournament. They want to get away from the normal routine and just kind of grow their team and get ready for district and region. And that's why we've set the brackets up like we do. That's why the style of tournament we play, it's all to benefit those teams in the second half. We really, the funnest thing that we do is we go out and we visit each school. And we get to know the teams, we get to know the players before they come to the school. They're able to identify our faces when they walk in the door, and they get a kick out of that. Makes them settle down, be a little bit less nervous, and they perform better.
Hey, well, Philip, we appreciate you joining us. I think in the second half they're going to let us go down playing this game here.
That's what me and some of the boys were talking about in the stands and stuff. Wartburg's just not showed up yet, but they may wake up here and do a little something. So a good homecoming game. It's been great festivities all week.
No doubt about it. We appreciate you joining us and looking forward to the tournament this year.
Thanks, Gary.
And that was Philip Hall, who's the host of the Hall's Family Pharmacy, the host of the Sergeant York Christmas Tournament. We're going to take it out. It's time for our halftime stats, brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford. Did you know, folks, that Fords are cheaper in the country? Well, now you do. Getting set for the second half to get underway, Gary. We got a clarification on that mercy rule. Now, the mercy rule actually kicks in the third quarter, but if the coach said the team that's behind is behind by more than 35, he can go ahead and get it started in that first half.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Human from Wartburg decided to do there. And notice the clock up, went by York scored their last touchdown, 8:13 to go in the first half, and then it went by pretty quick, and that's why the clock ran. So we'll see the running clock in the second half. Wartburg at this point probably wanting to just get out of here with what they've got. Maybe if they can score against York's reserves in the second half, then so be it. York, they're going to look to get players in different formations, work on stuff here, and do different things.
And the one thing you don't want to do, Gary, is run up the score on anybody. You don't want to beat anybody just to death. There's some teams out there. I'm not going to mention any names. Yeah, well, I almost mentioned one. But anyway, they like to run the score up even though they're well in command of the game. And you're never going to get your younger kids any better if they don't get any playing time.
And, it doesn't matter what comes around, goes around. And, those you do that to people, and they may not get you back, but somebody will. And, you play a game with respect, and, you do the right things. And York's trying, they're doing the right things here. They put a lot of their reserves in, although they got several regulars in on this kickoff. They took Miller off the field, but Cole Cooper's out there and a couple others. Neither one of the regular kick return men are back there, but York trying to do the right thing here to just to see this to the end and get out of here.
And you don't want to get any of your starters injured either. That's another thing. That could be a big detriment too if you keep your starters in there and somebody gets hurt when you're this far ahead. Then that's when the fans come looking for you.
Yeah, and also you got a couple of kids nicked up a little bit too, and you don't want to see them. You won't see Lefeview back on the field tonight. You won't see a couple of these other guys. They're done for the night, and York's reserve's going to take this from here.
And Gary, they got a big game coming up next week. That's the thing about it. Next week is Sequatchie County. That's a huge district game.
It is a huge district game.
And they're going to kick that one out of bounds, so it's going to go out about the 31, so it's going to come back to the 35 on the penalty, Gary. And the Dragons going to get the football. Pretty good position. Looks like maybe Lathan Drake going to come out to quarterback now.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Drake. We saw him warming up over here. He's going to take a few snaps, and that ball went out at the 34, so York will gain a yard, and they're gaining 6 yards. They'll bring it out to the 40, and so York going to take over on the 40-yard line.
And like we said, we've got some younger players in now. Now, the clock will not stop this second half, except for timeouts in the end of the quarter. And then York should be able to run this timeout really quick and get to the homecoming dance pretty early.
Yeah, this one's going to move right along, Gary, and York in command. I'm interested to see what Drake will do here.
Drake's got a man in motion. He's going to hand off number 8 over the left side. He's going to push ahead for about 4 yards, and that was Castellon with the carry.
Castellon, kindly a taller, well-built guy, come around the left end there, around the tackle, Gary, wrapped up pretty quickly.
And Gary, York with their starters in was not stopped all night. They never got stopped until they put this some of their younger kids in.
No, they didn't, and they ran at will. Still the last 8 minutes of the half, they're still averaging 20 yards a carry, Gary. So they had their way with it tonight.
Drake's going to come up under center now. He's got a man in motion, and he's going to hand off to Gibson. Gibson on the right side. Gibson's got a first down and more. Gibson's going to break free, and he is head downfield and going to be shoestring tackle at the 25, Gary, and he was almost at the house.
He was. One guy to beat. He dove at him, got him around the ankles, Gary, but, Gibson's an impressive back, too. Gary got good speed, took that handoff, broke a tackle, got around the corner, and he was gone.
So York now has got it 1st and 10 at the 26 of the Bulldogs. And, Gary, you got your second string. There ain't much else you can do to make this fair.
No, you can't. I mean, the only regular I see out there besides Drake, who's not in his regular position, is Ben Cooper at fullback.
And this time it's going to be Drake on the pitch, and it's going to hit the ground. And Wartburg's, I believe, going to come up with. It's going to be a turnover by the Dragons. And, Gary, that pitch was just a little too far behind number 27, Jacoby Allen. He couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, that pitch never made it to Allen. It hit a Wartburg defender and bounced off, and it was actually recovered by number 13. That's Chris Flowers on the recovery, but Wartburg creating a turnover here.
So York's had a turnover tonight, Gary. I think that's maybe their second of the night, and Wartburg with 3, I believe, on the night.
Yeah, Wartburg actually, let me see here. They actually had 3. They had 4 turnovers. No, 3. They had 3 interceptions, and York lost it. That's their second lost fumble of the night.
So York's had a couple of fumbles, and Wartburg's had 3 interceptions, and Wartburg now with, let's see, they got, is that number 22 back at quarterback?
No, this is number 12 at quarterback now. That's Samuel McCarthy in taking snaps.
And he hands it off, and that went nowhere. York in there to snuff that one out quickly. Gibson in there coming up making a big play.
Yeah, that was Canner Carpenter on the carry. They've got some new faces in here too, Gary. They have moved, actually, Tyler Davis lined up in the slot on that play, so he's playing receiver as McCarthy took the snap there.
Now, I'd be surprised if we see Josh Moore anymore, Gary. They're going to need him in their rest of their season. I don't see him coming back in tonight and taking a many more beating than what he's already taken.
Well, you don't think so, but you don't really know either. I think he's still standing over there, so he looks like he's ready to go in.
And there's a high snap, and that one's handed off. But no, the quarterback going to keep it, and he goes over the left side, Gary. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage. And
actually lost probably about a yard on that one, Gary. Nowhere to run over there. The York reserve's doing a good job closing that down.
So, a lot of folks might not realize, but York's JV team, they play every Monday about. They get a lot of playing time in. They're a good unit as well.
Yeah, they are, and they're showing it, especially on the defensive side of the ball here, Gary. They're shutting down the Wartburg attack.
And that's number 12, McCarty, back in the shotgun. McCarty takes the snap. He's rolling, looking, and he's going to chuck one out there. Yeah, and that one's up for grabs, and good job by the Dragons, number 10, Andrew Beatty, come bat that one away. Gary might could have picked that one off, but he made sure that the receiver didn't get it.
Well, the receiver, Blake Casey there, actually come in and knocked that ball away. He was staying under it, ready to intercept it, Gary, and actually a good job by the Wartburg receiver to knock that away.
And now back to punt it away will be Colby Justice. And Justice not had that boomer of a night tonight with the leg, as going in back to receive will be Helbig. Seth Helbig will come up to the about the 50-yard line and await the punt. And we'll see what they can get on this one as Justice steps back. Snap back to Justice. He will get the punt away, and that's going to be a line drive taken by Helbig at the 50. Helbig over the left side's got some running room. He turns on the jets and just runs over a Wartburg player all the way down to the 31-yard line. And Gary Helbig didn't back down at all when he saw a defender coming up.
No, he didn't, and Andrew Beatty done a good job. Almost caused a block in the back, but pulled up just in time and allowed Helbig to get down the left sideline here and return that about 18 yards, Gary, down to the 32-yard line.
And we got some new players coming in. We see, looks like Homer York's in there. Let's see if we got number 14 is Evan Tompkins. Evan will probably be lined up in the fullback position. Got Drake at quarterback.
A.J. Bars at wide receiver. Jacoby Allen's at one of the wing backs. And looks like we got Zach Gibson at the other.
So up will come the Dragons. Drake under center. Got Gibson in motion. He's going to keep it himself. Drake over the right side, and that went nowhere, Gary.
No, it didn't. And that play, it wasn't well developed. And, to start with, it blew up from the beginning because Zach Gibson took a big wide turn out of the left halfback position, and he was out of the play. So when you try to fake it to him and you fake it to Tompkins, Evan Tompkins, the up back, and then you keep it, it allows the defense just to collapse in on it. And, that play was kind of doomed from the start.
And, Gary, we're already under 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter as both teams not scoring in this third quarter. A lot of youngsters getting in there, a lot of young players. They're getting Drake some time at quarterback. Now Drake going to drop it, and he's going to pick it up and go forward for about a yard. And, Gary, that's one of those situations where Drake's not used to getting a lot of snaps.
No, he's not, and, he's mishandled a couple now, and there's Barger back in the game. Drake's coming out, and, Coach Wright not going to be happy about that, but you got to field the snap cleanly, Gary. That's the first step of it, and a lot of times you're thinking what you're going to do with it before you got the snap in your hand, and you don't get the snap cleanly.
And I don't think Drake really likes playing the quarterback position. He said that last year. Now they're going to hand off this time, number 14. He'll try to bounce outside, still on his feet, making him cut back inside, headed toward the sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, and that is Evan Tompkins. Good run by Evan.
Yeah, great run by Evan down to about the 12-yard line, 11, 12-yard line where it looks like they're going to mark this. So a nice run, a gain of about, it looks like they're saying on the scoreboard the 14, but about a 13-yard run from Tompkins.
I believe it's a little closer to the 10 than it is the 15, isn't it?
It looks to me like it is. They're saying the 13 now.
Okay, so we'll see what the Dragons do. They got Barger back in at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Tompkins again. Tompkins rumbling, and he is drilled back, pushed back, but got some good yardage.
Yeah.
And Evan running hard.
Down to about the 6-yard line. That was that little quick fullback hitter, Gary, and, ran through the B gap between the guard and the tackle, and there's a hole there, and he's running through it, and, got about 7 yards on that one.
I'd like to see a little bootleg maybe from Barger and see if he couldn't bounce out here to the far side and get into the end zone. He is they're coming out hard after the runners. If he could fake that handoff and bounce out to the left, he's probably going to be in the end zone.
Well, if you look at the traditional York offense at the goal line, look for him to keep it.
This time he's going to keep it, and he's going to take it, drive in, and he's going to be dropped. And, Gary, he took a shot there at about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, he couldn't get away from number 13, Chris Flowers, who made the tackle. But, kept at, tried to roll it out around the end, just couldn't get away from Flowers.
And he had a man on the outside, Gary, but he was hit before he could make the pitch.
Yeah, he did. And, we saw York run some option last week against Epperman. Really the first time all year we've seen that. And that's the first time we've really seen any kind of an option play tonight.
So up will come the Dragons with a 3rd and about 2 for the first down. Got in the backfield. You've got Castellone back there at fullback. Barger going to hand it off this time over the left side's Drake, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice play. They just brought Drake off the right side there. He wasn't lined up in the wing, but in the slot, and gave him the pitch, and he turned it around the corner, got in the end zone.
So now with 1:54 left to go here in the third quarter, it's 50-0 York. And we'll see if the Dragons can hit the extra point. Johan going to be kicking this one. Johan getting a lot of work tonight. He's been able to kick a lot of extra points, and now he kicks another one as that one is through with $1:54 left to go in the third. It's 51-0 York.
Casey's Frontier Chevrolet is clearing out 2018 inventory with discounts up to $10,000. See the huge inventory at kcchevy.com. That's kcchevy.com, where you can find your perfect ride and apply for financing. With your VIP appointment, they'll take it from there, so you just have to show up to sign and drive. Stock number S17100. Must finance with GM Financial and approved credit. See dealer for details.
Just 12 miles north of Cookville on Highway 111.
Oh, yeah, the dealership in the cow pasture.
Well, Gary, Barger and Unit able to take it down and stick it in, and the Dragons now up by 51 points.
Yeah, you got to like the way Barger ran that drive there. Good job by him, and, he's the heir apparent behind as the signal caller for York for the next 3 seasons. So, good to see him get some playing time, effectively move the team down the field.
We saw Drake at quarterback. He struggled getting a snap, and now it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Headings as Headings kicked off that time, and that's not one of the better kicks, Gary.
No, it's not. It looked like it went off the side of his foot, Gary, and just out of bounds. So Wartburg going to start it. Their scrimmage from the 40-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Wartburg, and that may be, we got about a minute and a half left to go here in the third quarter. So this quarter going to go really quick because the clock does not stop as York is in the mercy rule. I'm really... I knew that York was going to come out and play very well after that loss to Upperman last week, but Wartburg really not showing one a lot of folks thought they could come out and do.
No, they didn't, and, a lot of that's York. York playing great on defense, just stymied their offense tonight.
And it looks like Davis back in at quarterback. I believe that's number 15. If I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's Tyler Davis.
Davis back in at quarterback. He's got a man in motion. They're going to get the snap. High snap. He'll hand it off up the middle, and that went nowhere as Gibson was there. Let's see, everybody was there pretty much on that one, Gary. Number 20 in there. That is Hellbig in there on the stop.
Zach Holden, the first guy there, number 4, and, he was followed by a bunch right behind him, and nowhere, he got a couple of yards out of it, but nowhere to run, really.
As York able to seal that up pretty quick. And that may be the last play of the third quarter. We're down to 20 seconds. I don't know if the Bulldogs will have to snap it. They'll probably will, but we're down to 15 seconds.
They're going to try to get a playoff here, I think, but, he's going to have to go if they're going to get it in.
Yeah, we're down to 9 seconds now. And Davis gets the snap. He's going to take it quick out this time over to number 1. Here come the Dragons in a rush. As he gets away from 1, he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Should have enough for the first down, as that was a good reception and run by Casey. But that will end the third quarter. We're through 3 of it. It's 51-0 York.
At Twin Lakes, we believe in innovation and moving our communities and schools forward with technology. We know the importance of community support, and that's why we are honored to sponsor community grants and scholarships, support our local elementary schools, build internship programs for graduating seniors, partner with the Foundation for Rural Service to provide youth tours to Washington, D.C., and so much more. Twin Lakes is proud to live in and support our local community. For more information on Twin Lakes community programs, visit twinlakes.net.
Well, back here where York, Gary, they just say this is the kind of game you want for homecoming.
It is the kind of game you want for homecoming. They're breezing through the second half here, and in the running clock, not many plays happening. York 51-0. Picked up 2 or 3 more first downs. They're up to 414 yards of total offense, and they're evening up the time of possession a little bit as well.
And just trying to look around and see if some other scores from tonight. We see Cascade on top of Grundy County big. Gordonsville all over Pickett County, 35-0 in their game. Let's see. Republic hit at Joe Burns at the half. So we'll check some of the other scores here in a moment. Now, York got in way too quick on that one as Gary Hillbig got the jump on that, and he leveled the quarterback, but he got a little bit of an early start on it.
Yeah, he did. You know, he had about a half a tick off. He was trying to guess the snap count. Instead, it was offside. They did give Wartburg a first down on that last play of the third quarter, so it was 1st and 10. It'll be 1st and 5 now.
And let's see, some other scores. Smith County and DeKalb County in a war down there. It's 27-21 Smith County in the third quarter. Livingston over Westmoreland 14-0 in the second quarter. And let's see, they just updated ours. It's 51-0. We know that already. And that's a few that we see right now. We'll check some more here in a little while. But right now it's going to be a quick out over to the sideline. Good catch over there, and that's going to be about enough for a first down. I don't know who called that one.
That was number 1, Casey, with the catch. He seems to be the go-to receiver for Tyler Davis, and caught that and turned it upfield, got about 8 yards out of it, Gary.
Well, they're going to say he's just short of the first down, so he's going to be second and very, very close to the first. And, Gary, he went up, climbed the ladder to get that one.
Yeah, that was not a good throw, you know, and as a quarterback, you have to turn, set your feet, and throw the ball, Gary, and they're just standing there throwing the ball, and, you know, not good throws coming out of there, even though they have all been completed.
Second and short now for Wartburg. Wartburg just like to put some points on the board. As down the keeper, it's going to be the quarterback, and he is pushed forward and gets some good yardage on that one. He was tackled from behind that time by James Greer. And, Gary, I think Greer gave him enough momentum to get the first down a little more.
Yeah, he, you know, their offensive line was pushing on him too, so he managed to turn that upfield for about 5 yards, Gary.
Greer was riding him like a government mule on that one, as it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. They're at the 40-yard line. And it will be Davis back in the shotgun. Davis going to step back, 1st and 10. York would like to have a shutout here. Snap is high. They're going to look. They're looking. Now here comes a rush, and Davis will get rid of it. That one's going to be picked off by the Dragons. The 4th interception of the night, and that one is
Jonah Durham on the interception, Gary.
Durham with a big interception, number 7, and what a job by Jonah. He read that one all the way, Gary.
Yeah, he's staying there to take it, Gary. You know, the receiver come running through and, you know, just couldn't do anything with it, and Durham got it, turned it upfield for about 10 yards up to about the 30-yard line or so. Well, they're marking it back at the 25, so good job by Durham, though.
Durham won the Clark Range connection. There's 3 kids on this team from Clark Range, and he's one of them, and he just made a big play there. And York going to make it head back the other way with 9 minutes. And, Gary, York, if they could run one of them slow, methodical drives, they might be able to run this clock out and get us out of here tonight.
Yeah, they may, you know, just chew up some yards and some first downs here. We'll see what Barger can do behind center.
Barger got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and that's Tompkins running hard, and he was brought down hard there. Good job that time by, looked like number 80 for Nick Newport with the stop.
Yeah, Tompkins took the ball, ran hard, got wrapped up quickly, maybe got a couple of yards out. He got 4 out of it, actually. So
I'm like you. I thought he got a couple, but I guess he slung him enough forward that he picked up 4.
Yeah, and moved it out to about the 23-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 6 for York.
Down to about 8:15. If you just tuned in, folks, it's 51-0 York, as York just dominated this from the word go, and it looks like they're going to dominate all the way to the word whoa on this one, as Barger will step up. Barger takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, straight ahead running again.
Tompkins, that's Tompkins again for a couple of yards, Gary.
And Tompkins banging out some hard yards up the middle, Gary, and he got almost enough for a first down. Going to be about 2 yards short.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd 2. Got about 4 more on that one. Good run by Tompkins, though. He took that and ran it off the gap between the guard and the tackle and able to move it out.
Headed down towards 7.5 minutes before the Dragons will snap this one, as Barger will come up under center. And now York late getting a guy off the field, and that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to call him for 12. It's the substitution infraction, so they'll move it back 5 yards.
So that'll make it 3rd and a lot longer. Going to be 3rd and about 7 for Barger now.
Yeah, if you need any evidence of the score, all you got to do is look at the stands. It was pretty full on the York sections there, and it especially the one in the middle's weeded out big. So.
It's clearing out quicker than a Johnny Depp movie right now.
Looks like the students are still in it, though. They're here and they're loud, looks like.
And of course, they're all waiting for the dance afterwards.
Absolutely.
York had a great turnout for homecoming, folks. These stands were packed from about 3/4 over. Wartburg didn't bring a lot of folks with them, but they got a few still up in the crowds up there for them. As now in motion, it's going to be handed off up the middle, and I believe that was Tompkins again on the carry, Gary.
Yeah, it was. Got a couple out of that, but I think they're going to move it out to about the 27-yard line, but going to be about 4 yards short here, 4th down.
And they're going to mark him. Well, actually, they're going to mark him as getting a lot more than that. They got it 4th and about 2. So
yeah, actually, they moved the marker back. It was on the 31-yard line. Now it's moved back to the 29. So it's 4th and 2 here. So York lining up to go for it.
York going to go for it, even as though it's on their end of the field with 6 minutes to go. Nothing really to lose on this, and it's great experience for these youngsters. As Barger going to hand it off up the middle, and that's banging ahead. Evan Tompkins for the first down, Dragons.
Nice run. He moved that all the way out to about the 44-yard line, Gary. So that's a gain of 17 on that carry.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. And both teams getting a lot of youngsters in this one. Gary, this one's been pretty much a JV game since about midway through the 2nd quarter.
It has. York moved it out early, and started substituting very freely once they got ahead. They're right, got ahead 44-0. They pretty much have cleaned out the bench here.
And Jordan Allen going to come in now. Now you're going to get a late substitution in the ball game, as that's Nathaniel Castellon coming in. Got a man in motion. Barger going to roll it out to his right. Barger's got some room, and Barger is free. He's headed to the house for a touchdown, Dragons. Barger, Gary, he got free on that little bootleg, and nobody was within 20 yards of him. You'd have thought Wartburg owed him money the way he was wide open.
Well, they've been running it up the gut all night, and they finally kept one, Gary, and turned it out around the right corner, and nobody went with him. And, yeah, you could have ran that one in.
I could have ran that one in. Of course, I'd had to walk the last 30 yards.
If you watch the replay on TV if you watch it on Sunday, you'll see there's not a Wartburg player in the picture with him.
And now it'll be Dad on Johan West. Good job by Holden to get it down, and it's up. It's good. We got 4:34 left to go on this one, and it's a 58-0 York lead.
Meta Thrift, your independent hometown pharmacy, is built upon a foundation of First. First Pharmacy in this county. First with a drive-through window. First with a computer system for accuracy. First with a Script Pro machine. First Pharmacy to fill 1 million prescriptions, and First to offer free delivery. Why all the first? Because we've been your prescription for caring since 1943.
Meta Thrift, we're always going to be your independent hometown pharmacy.
Well, Gary, I think maybe they went back and made the Wartburg defense pay admission on that one, because they had the best seat in the house. After Barger got free on this right side, they wasn't nobody close to him.
No, and they kind of knew it too. They didn't pursue the play very hard, and that's why I say you won't see any of them in the screen when you watch this play on Sunday. And good run by Barger, great play call. They run it up the gut all night long, Gary. Ran it off the guard and off the tackle, and they finally kept one and turned it up, and nobody went with him.
And now kicking it away will be Josiah Headings, and he drills one all the way back to the 10-yard line, where up will come number 1. He's still on his feet. He gets up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down.
That's actually number 11. That's Sailor James on the return.
So Jones on the return, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. And Gary, now you got to get ready for Sequatchie County. It's not going to be this easy when the Indians come to town.
No, it'll be a good ball game. They'll bring a good team up here to the Dragon Pit next Friday night, and you thought all along this is an Upperman York race for this region title, and you still think it is, but Sequatchie wants something to say about this, so they're going to come up here looking to play hard and get a win Friday night.
If you pardon the pun, they'll look to scalp the Dragons on that one. As now over the right side will go Davis, and then he's going to get lit up over there about a yard gain. And Gary, that's a whole lot of pain for a little bit of gain.
Yeah, it was. York defense done a good job stringing that out. Gary just string it out to the sideline and finally made the tackle.
Gary, I'm trying to see if they've got a score on. Let's see. I believe the Sequatchie County group was playing Cumberland County tonight, and we'll see if we can find a score on that one. But right now, York in command of this one. As up will come the Bulldogs. They've got it now second and about 10. Well, they say he got stopped right at the line of scrimmage, so he did not pick up anything on that one. And they'll get back to Davis. Davis, look, he's going to throw the quick out, and he's going to short hop that one.
Yeah, he tried to throw that to a new guy in the game, number 34. That's Ethan Stedham, the freshman, and bounced it up there. York had that well covered anyhow, Gary.
Fourth quarter with 12 minutes to go. Sequatchie County 49, Cumberland County 13. As Cumberland County's woes just continue, Gary.
Yeah, they are. And, we saw them first game of the year, and not much has really changed for them since then.
It has been a steady downhill trot for them. They got beat 63-0 by Upperman 2 weeks ago, and then they're getting pretty much hammered here. They got by Sequatchie. York beat them pretty soundly, so they have struggled against 3A teams. High snap's going to be handed off this time to number 1, and he is going to lose yardage back to the 25, Gary, and York's reading this like a cheap novel.
Yeah, they are. They tried to run a wide receiver, just one of those quick handoffs, and nothing doing. York shut that down pretty quick. You're talking about the scores, Gary. Probably surprise of the night, the 7-0 Stone Memorial Panthers. They were getting beat at halftime 30-6. So, it looks like they're going to be moved from the ranks of the unbeaten if that holds up.
Yeah, I'm not sure who they played tonight.
They played Lenore City. So
that's a good team they were playing. So we'll see how they end up as Coach Derek Samber, the head coach over there, now former York head coach. And now York's getting a good rush in, and we got York a little too quick.
Yeah, and that just, trying to get there to the quarterback. They're pursuing him.
And that was number 30 on that come in, little Hawks. That time, Gary, he was wanting to hit somebody, so that's going to be 4th and still 10, though, for the Bulldogs as we go down under a minute. So we got maybe 1 or 2 more plays before this ball game is history. And York improves to a record of 6-1 on the season. High snap, rolling out Davis. Davis looking, he's going to chuck one downfield. He's got a man out there, but way overthrew Casey on that one. And Gary, had Casey been able to get to it, he had a lot of green in front of him, and it turns over to York on downs.
Yeah, it does. York will take over here.
I don't think they're even going to have to snap it.
They're not going to have to snap it, and they won't. So this one's going to be over.
So York is going to be 6-1 on the season with Sequatchie County coming in next week as they're going to win this one 58-0. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back for the look at our final stats in just a few moments.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net. Jamestown Regional has always been committed to providing the highest quality of patient care. We work hard every day to contribute to the health of our patients and to the well-being of our community by providing many jobs and services. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. JRMC, a Renova Health company, will continue the tradition of providing quality care, comprehensive services, and an experienced team of physicians and caregivers.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Conditioned heating and cooling.
Lefty's going to keep it. It's going to be, he gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay there. Touchdown, Dragons!
Hello, everyone. This is John Robbins on behalf of State Representative John Mark Wendell, wishing the York Dragons many touchdowns and many wins during the 2018 football season. John Mark is happy to be a sponsor of the play-by-play broadcast and hopes that you enjoy each and every game. Again, on behalf of Representative John Mark Wendell, this is John Robbins saying, best of luck, Dragons.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, back here where York, Gary won this one handily. Your final was 58-0, and York hitting pretty much on all cylinders against Wartburg.
Yeah, they were, Gary. You know, a very impressive performance from the Dragons tonight. No sign of letdown after last week's disappointment. Just come out and established the running game early, and, you know, they took off and never looked back.
Well, welcome to the Progressive Savings Bank post-game show. We'll be back in just a moment to take a look at the stats from this one. We'll also talk with Coach Derwin Wright and look ahead to next week's Sequatchie County game. Don't go anywhere.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
And back here where we are joined by Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, your team made it look awfully easy tonight.
Well, again, you know, when you're winning and you start getting complacent, a game like Upperman wakes you up. I said, our ball club, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was 3 of the best practices we've had all year. Practice and you play like you practice. So, you know, maybe that's one lesson learned right there, and they're going to come out each week ready to play.
Coach, you guys jumped on Wartburg early. You were able to just pretty much run at will against them. And one thing also, you were able to slow down their quarterback.
Well, we knew we knew we needed to get pressure on him. Like I said, he was a gunslinger. He's going to throw it from every position, everything else, and you know, we were able to get pressure on him and get him running for his life. And then when you're doing that, you know, it just does everything for your secondary. You know, they did a great job blitzing up front. Cole and Landrick and Josiah and the D line. You know, Braden Wheeler. Everybody was up there. Everybody was getting pressured, playing their gaps, and you know, just a good win. Good job by our defense all the way around.
You were able to get a total of, I think, 4 interceptions on the night. That's really well for your secondary. Even your younger kids got some interceptions.
Well, Coach Johnson, Coach Bowden, they work with our secondary and our outside linebackers, and you know, we're just not getting the drops the way we were to. And then when the ball's thrown, we're not breaking up. And they've been drilling it. And we saw it pay off in situations tonight, you know. And then Gilbert's a very intelligent player. He read a screen perfect, you know, from a D-line position, and that's not an easy thing to do. And he just felt it, stepped in front of it, made an interception, and got a great play for us. Seth Helbig caught a punt down late. Seth's one, he wants to catch a punt every day in practice, and he runs through people, around people. just always seems to pull it in. And he got him a great punt catch and a return. And he's a freshman. I think he's got a great future for us.
Coach, you could tell from the start of the game on the opening kickoff, come down and that initial hit on the return guy in that very first kickoff kind of set the tone for this one.
Oh yeah, when Joey Vaughn came in, he made a thrift, did some shirts for guys. Welcome to the Mountain. It's something we started traditionally, and we try to put a couple guys that are really throwing the pads and say, our welcome to the Mountain is with the way we hit. And Landry Clefew's one of those guys on that shirt, and he made that hit and said, welcome to the Mountain, because you only get that one chance. And that's something Joy was talking to him about. You get one chance to make a first impression in a football game, and you do that by being physical. And I think at that point, they thought, and I'm just glad to see our kids fired up and come out and play hard after coming off, like I said, a disappointing loss and a game that I don't felt like we played to our potential at all. And hopefully we'll get another chance to redeem ourselves.
Well, Coach, we mentioned that no real hangover from that loss. That was the good thing about tonight's game. It was one you got back on a roll and looked impressive in.
Well, we met Sunday and watched film. We corrected. We saw a lot of things that we could have done right, and we went to work on them and told our players and these young men that we're better than this. You gotta beat great teams by being great technique, great execution, and that's what we stressed all week. Our coaching staff, myself, and they responded, and we were moving. I mean, our offensive line in their pulls and stuff, they were so much faster, so much lower, and when you're doing that, boom, holes are going to open, and our running backs hit them. And Thomas Miller had a great night. Cole Cooper, Josiah Headings, Ben Cooper, Landry Clefew, we could have run him a lot more. We're trying to get Landry had a little bit of strained leg, and he's at about 70-75%, but 70-75% him is pretty tough.
That's true, Coach. The good thing about tonight too, you got to get all the kids in. You got to, and some of the younger kids. Barger looked great at quarterback.
Yes, he did. Barger's going to be, he needs 15 pounds of muscle on him, but he's a very, very smart. He's going to be one tremendous quarterback in the future, both on the veer and counter options, and he makes the read. He gave it. And boy, the first time that end squeezed in there, boom, he's out and up the sideline. Very proud of him. And Lathan Drake, we brought him in at some quarterback. He did a nice job for us. And that's a position you can't have enough depth at. And I'm proud that we got all the guys in, and we got all our seniors in. Curtis Threed, he's first-year senior for us, he was a manager for us last year, and came to me and wanted to play, and he's worked hard. He's ran every sprint, done everything, and this great kid. We went at halftime, told him we was going to put him in nose guard, and I think he was about as nervous. And Coach AD went over to him and said, "Curtis, you all right?" He said, "Coach, I'm just nervous." He said, "Hey, go in there and hit that center and just get to the football and have a good time." And Curtis did, so we're proud of that.
Now, Coach, did have a few turnovers, but some of that happened when you had some of the younger kids in.
Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling them in, and we're making sure we're trying to get everybody in. And told the coaches, you coach position, you guys get them in. Let's get everybody some playing time, and that's more chaotic to do than anything else. And first time we send the second offense in, we're sitting there with 10 guys, and then we're having to send guys in, and I'm like, fellas, there's no reason for this second offense. We work it every day, and second defense every day. Now, when we went to the third and fourth guys, yeah, okay, we expect that, but it was fun.
Coach, now you got to get ready for Sequatchie County. A lot of folks thought it was going to be a two-team race between you guys and Upperman, but look out, the Indians are playing well.
Sequatchie's a very good football team. They're very, very fundamental. They run the same thing we do, very much so. And Wartburg, he's had very good, a lot of success at Stone over the years. Had a couple undefeated seasons, and he's got a big fullback. He's got a couple good wing backs, and they've got 2 losses that I know of. They lost to South Pitt, who's always a single A, state contender about every year, and then they lost to a really strong Meigs County team. So, it's going to be a good football team, and we got to be sharp, and we got to be ready, and we've still got, we're so close in our passing game. We just got to work a few little more things out, and I think we're going to be able to really open that up more.
Coach, this game, it could be the difference between traveling on that first round of the playoffs and being at home.
Oh, it will be. It will be. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No, this one and the Cannon County game, because Cannon County's playing some good football. We don't have any easy games left. We've got Sequatchie, who, like I said, is playing really well. Livingston's going, always you throw the record out. I mean, there's a good hard-nosed football team. And then Cannon County at the end. So, we just got to take care of us and get better and try to get the best game plan we can and come out and execute.
But the good thing is, Coach, all three of those are at home.
Absolutely. And what a spectacular homecoming we had. I want to say to our community, and I've been in this for a while, 97. And I remember my own homecomings. I think that's the biggest crowd that I have ever seen. And I was telling our guys, I said, and we had great weather, but on top of that there was a tremendous turnout of Jamestown, Fentress County people at our homecoming parade, and we appreciate that. And there was a huge crowd here tonight, and I want to thank them. Went to the Senior Citizen Center on Thursday. More purple and gold than we saw sometimes at Purple and Gold Day at school, and that's just inspirational. I just love our community getting behind us. My little granddaughter's she's 2 and she's going to daycare, and they were doing the dress-up days the same as what we were doing, and that's just so neat. And everybody was doing it, and I think it's just great for our students to see the community behind us, and it's great to see that community bonding and everybody getting behind our team. And these guys, they came out ready tonight. Then we got the helicopter to land right there to drop the game ball. A little late, but we had a nice referee and crew, and they said, "Hey, we'll wait on it," and that was awesome too. So
yeah, that was truly something you don't see every day.
Yeah,
I don't stretch the imagination.
I told the boys I sure like walking out to the helicopter. In 2010, that thing took me to Knoxville, and I wasn't walking anywhere, and it saved my life, and that chopper saved a lot of people's lives.
Well, Coach, congratulations on this one. Best of luck next week as you're going to host a good Sequatchie County team.
All right, thank you, Gary.
And we'll be back in just a moment, right after the.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your #1 fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jump back in here, Gary, and let's take a final look at the stats before we have our final break, and then we'll have our Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game. Take a quick look at some of the standout stats in this one. It's all York.
It is all York, Gary. Probably a couple of things that stands out the most. They had 496 yards total offense and held Wartburg to 61, including minus 26 on the ground. So. Just dominating on both sides of the ball. You look at it, York had actually, let me turn over here, 31 carries, 473 yards. That's 15.3 yards a crack, even with the, playing the reserves in the second half. And, in the air, York 1 of 6 for 23 yards. They suffered 1 sack. Of course, Drake caught that ball. Actually scored on it, got called back for a block, but you look at Wartburg, 18 carries for minus 26 yards, and then they were 11 of 18 through the air for 87 yards, but threw 4 interceptions. So just total dominance by York. And you look at individual stats, Cole Cooper, 6 carries, 111 yards, 4 touchdowns. Thomas Miller, 3 for 100. Dalton Barger, 3 for 61. Josiah Headings, 1 for 52. Evan Tompkins, 7 carries, 51 yards for him. Zach Gibson, 2 for 44. Johan West, 1 for 29. Landry Clefview, 1 for 13. Ben Cooper, 1 for 11. Lathan Drake, 4 carries for actually 3 yards. And Nathaniel Castellanos, actually 2 carries, 3 yards for him as well to make up that total. So total dominance by York tonight.
York did drop the ball 3 times tonight, but you got to look at that too. Most of those were by some of the younger kids.
Yeah, they were. Actually there was more than that. They recovered a couple of them, but you look at it, they actually put the ball on the ground a few times tonight, and did end up losing 3 of them.
And let's take a quick timeout, then we'll come back and we'll name our Halls Family Pharmacy Player of the Game, so don't go anywhere.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
And back here where we want to thank the folks at Progressive Savings Bank for our pre- and post-game shows. And Gary, it's time now for our Halls Family Pharmacy Player of the Game.
Hello, this is Philip Hall with Hall Family Pharmacy. We are proud to feature this broadcast Player of the Game. For winning service that you can be proud of, choose Hall Family Pharmacy.
And Gary, I guess it's kind of obvious who our Player of the Game was tonight.
Yeah, I think it was. There's a tendency a little bit because you had so many kids get to play, pick one of these kids that done a good job for York tonight, and you look at those kids, you look at the kids like the Zach Gibson who ran the ball hard, Evan Tompkins and guys like that, but you really can't overlook Cole Cooper. He had 6 carries, 111 yards, but scored the 4 touchdowns, and they couldn't tackle him. They couldn't tackle Miller. And, Josiah Headings only got 1 carry, and they didn't tackle him either.
He took it to the house.
Yeah, I mean, you had your pick, but, Cole got him on the board early and often, so we'll pick him for our Player of the Game.
So the Cole Train is our Player of the Game, the Halls Family Pharmacy Player of the Game. I want to thank our sponsors for our live broadcast of York football and the video coverage. This will be shown on Sunday on CLTV. Our sponsors are Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fentress Farmer Co-op, Halls Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pizza Hut, Conditioned Heating and Cooling, Metal Thrift, Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative, Casey Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fentress County Executive Jimmy Johnson, Micro Metal, Southeast Drywall and Construction, also our State Representative Lee Kiesling, State Senator Ken Yeager. Our pre- and post-game shows brought to you by Progressive Savings. Halftime stats by Old Ben Franklin Ford in Wartburg. Player of the game went to Halls Family Pharmacy. And let's see, our Friday Night Thunder brought to you by the Union Bank and the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show, seen each Monday at 5:30. Brought to you by the Union Bank in Jamestown. Gary, it's time now to get back into district action. Going to be a big one coming up on Friday night when Sequatchie County comes to town. As I mentioned to Coach Derwin Rod, that could be the difference between home on the first round of the playoffs and on the road.
Certainly it is. Big reaching game, Sequatchie County coming in. I guess, I really haven't been following that close. I didn't realize Coach Mark Wattenbarger, formerly of Stone Memorial, is down there as their coach now. And yeah, they will run the exact same offense York will. They run the wing team. They'll look a lot alike, so it'll be something York's really familiar with. But it'll be something they're real familiar with too. And York got to come out like they did tonight, establish the line of scrimmage, get positive yards running the ball, and make positive things happen. It'll be a battle up here next Friday night.
It better strap those chin straps tight, guys, because they're going to be coming up. There's going to be some hitting coming up on Friday night. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for here tonight. I want to thank Gary Hall. I want to thank Gage Coster over on Camera One. As we said, this will be shown on Sunday on CLTV. Until Friday night, folks, when the York Dragons host the Sequatchie County Indians, I want to remind you, though, before I start to say I was going to sign off, but don't forget, the Crush playing tomorrow night, the Fentress County Crush playing for the Middle Tennessee Conference Junior High Football Championship tomorrow night here at York Institute. Starts at 6 o'clock. Now until next Friday night, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.